All right, everybody, welcome back. First thing I want to do is address everybody from the comments on the rap video we did. First of all, the best rap album is your fucking mother. That's number one. Stop talking shit in the comments. That's number two. And number three, we're going to host a viewing party for all the people that want to comment nasty shit. You guys come by Phoenix Studios whenever you want, and bring your wives. You could bring them all. Bring your bodega cat. Whatever the fuck that you do on your spare time, I want you to bring that over to us, and we'll have a nice conversation.
Right. Somebody go
just get right into it.
Yeah, get right into it.
Right?
Nostalgia Part 2. First episode went really well. I'm excited to have these guys back. We have a newcomer, actually, in the seat. Everybody's going to recognize him. First, Anthony Vitale's to my left.
Having me back.
Appreciate you, bro. Patrick Borriello.
I'll slap the counter.
Salzocomedy.
Glad to be back.
Oh, no, that's not Salzocomedy. That's
Salzocomedy.
Salzocomedy. And then to the right, Chris Scali, bro. Yo, congratulations on your fucking success, brother. Let's go.
Thank you guys for having me. It's a real pleasure to be.
Thank you for coming.
I feel right at home.
Thank you for coming, bro. Could you explain to me what the fuck happened there?
Outright.
Yeah.
How's the Bahamas, bro?
Well, the Bahamas wasn't that great. But when I get to the airport, we just were watching the news about the LaGuardia, the crash, with the ICE agent, so we were nervous about going. And then when we get there, the airport is empty.
Yeah.
Empty. Nobody online. Me and my girl, we showed up 4 hours early. Now we got to sit there and twiddle our thumbs for 4 hours. The first thing in my mind, what are we going to do? There better be a Chick-fil-A or something. Something. I got to go somewhere. So now we get there, and my girl, she's checking the bag. She's putting the things on, whatever. I see the camera lady. She's just looking around, looking for people. I was like, you want to talk to somebody? I was like, I got you. So I ran over there. My girl looks at me, oh, God, here we go. Right?
Oh, so you initiated
No, I
that.
did. No, I did. Oh, yeah, I definitely did. I'm telling you, someone had to help her out. She was struggling.
Right, you saved her career.
I did.
You literally saved her
Forget
career.
it. Now she's got the anchor spot and everything. So, whatever. So, first she seemed nice, and then she said, the first thing out of her mouth was ice. Fuck.
She knew what she was doing.
Yeah.
She knew what she was doing.
And it was very simple. I saw where it was going, and I saw that I don't want to be talking politics on the news. I thought she was going to ask me about the lines. Oh, look how beautiful it is. It isn't like they say. What do you think about the ICE agents in the airport?
Yeah, she was fishing.
Yeah. I'm looking, and there was no ICE agents. I'm like, what is she talking about? There was nobody. Then, by the grace of God, for her sake, 17 ICE agents walk in the front door right as she is asking, because there was nobody was there, because I'm telling you, nobody. And for her luck, it was in the video, I was like, oh, there they are. And there's about 17 of them, and they're walking through the front door, and she's like, yeah, you believe this? I was like, they're not bothering nobody. I said, what are they doing? Tell me what they're doing. They're doing nothing.
Oh, that would have been. They should have panned the camera towards
God,
them.
I know.
How did they not
I
do
know,
that?
I know,
19 of
I
them
know.
walking in.
But they really weren't bothering nobody. They were just walking around.
Yeah.
She was like,
Go ahead.
she even said it. She was like, no, they're just walking around. All right, so what's your problem?
I mean, they were there
I'm
for
going to get to the Bahamas.
What's your problem?
They were there for extra security because all these TSA agents, they're calling out sick. So, because they're not getting paid right now. So that's why they were there, for the extra security.
Yes.
Is that all they
Really
did?
all
The
it
whole
was.
time you were there, that's all you seen was a few walk by.
That's
and
it.
That was
One had a
it.
nice coffee in his hand. They were hanging out. No big deal. But you know what? Like I said, years ago, do you remember when everybody was scared to go to the airport? Years ago. It was like everybody was scared. Bomb threats, this, that. Now you're worried that there's more people to help in case there's no TSA agents.
Right.
I mean, aren't we in a situation right now
You ever
that
go
we
to
should
the
be
airports
a
in
little worried?
Europe?
Yeah, but you landed in the Bahamas with 40,000 followers.
I gained 40,000 followers on the flight. He was
talk
on the
about
flight
ice
all
all
the
day,
time.
bro.
Instagram got hacked.
My girl hated me.
Yeah, but did people recognize you down there? Like when you
So
were
the
down on
first day,
vacation?
no one recognized me. It took a little time, And I was even like, oh shit, because again now
the people there started recognizing you. Like
Yeah.
this was
Oh, and
instant.
They were like, Chris Scali. My girl was like,
Oh my god.
you know him? I was like, I don't fucking know this guy. This guy's coming up to me, taking a picture. My girl's like, yo, get away from me.
You
She
want to
can't stand
address all the fucking frat bros that are commenting on all your videos trying to abuse like Bensonhurst people?
Yeah, no,
Let's
there's
talk
a lot
about
of people who just think that we sound like maniacs, aliens, you name it. They're just saying we're
They
crazy.
sound like jerk offs.
They sound like,
You sound
yeah.
I think you sound
Call us a guinea again. call us a guinea again. We'll find out where you are. Don't worry about it.
He didn't even
Fucking
come. He
jerk
came
off.
at Italians, but he also came at like Brooklyn people too, bro.
And we're gonna make sure we
Oh,
tag you
that's
on
what I'm
this.
saying.
We're gonna
Yeah.
tag you on this.
That's it's a lot of people online that come at people from Brooklyn. I just don't understand, like, what's your basis? You know what I mean?
You know what it is, bro? We're a dying breed. We are a dying breed, and people, and this is kind of what I wanted to talk about. I feel like that show Jersey Shore is kind of what killed us.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, but people said the same thing about Sopranos too. I know people
Absolutely.
didn't watch
Sopranos.
The
I love Sopranos,
but
but it killed
Sopranos
us.
came out to be a great show.
Yeah, but it didn't make us a joke like people would think, like the Jersey Shore did.
Yeah, but see, Jersey Shore. I don't know I didn't grow up with one person like the Jersey Shore kids.
No.
I didn't. Not downtown
good
Brooklyn.
point.
There wasn't one person like anybody.
Matter
on
of fact,
the
if
that
show.
was
you would have
Jersey.
had hair like that,
Of course.
and you were in with us, growing up with us, and you would have had hair like
You
that,
shaved your head when you're sleeping.
1,000%, you would have got your head shaved.
Yeah.
There would have been
Your ass
bleach in
beat.
your hair.
I agree.
Forget about it.
But
Not
no one
one
knows
person.
that. Only we know that.
That
we're
was
different
more
than
Long
them.
Island, like that.
But
was
they,
more
but they
Long
batched,
Island,
but they grouped us
Jersey,
together.
like at the time. No,
You know?
I
They
don't,
do,
I
they
don't
do,
remember
but they
anybody
group us
from
together.
Brooklyn.
Absolutely.
Bensonhurst,
being like
Gravesend,
that.
and Dyker Heights kids again grouped in with the Jersey Shore kids. That's what's
That's what I
happening.
mean. I'm saying years ago.
Honestly, if there were anybody like the Jersey Shore kids, it was like kids from Staten Island. Like Staten Island
Yeah,
was
I
leaning
would go
towards
even
that.
further than that.
I would- yeah.
Jersey kids
Long
were
Island,
leaning
yeah,
towards
more
that.
Guidos.
Well,
and
it
all
was
that.
a lot of Jersey, though. It was a lot of Jersey.
But
like that.
nobody
Jersey
from
Shore
downtown
kids.
I
Brooklyn
thought
ever.
Jersey and
Philly.
Long
I think
Island.
you got to
them,
throw some
look
Philly
like
kids
that,
in there.
You know?
From Bensonhurst, really either.
Right.
Just like you said, we got
But
grouped
listen,
up.
I have to be honest. Everywhere I've been in the world, the second I talk,
Right.
when I say the
Same.
second I talk, the second I could say 2 words. Person would be like, they don't say you're from New York.
Brooklyn.
You're from Brooklyn. They narrow it down
Yeah.
to Brooklyn. I've had a guy actually say, you're from Bay Ridge. I was in Italy. He
That's
narrowed it down
wild.
to like a zip code.
That's wild.
This guy.
Because I get the
Our
Jersey Shore.
voices.
That's what I get. I get. Are you from the Jersey Shore when you go out? God bless. I wish I
Brooklyn
had
is
that
just
problem.
no, I'm telling you, I've got it narrowed down. Brooklyn all the time.
That's great.
New York
Nah.
all the time.
Yeah, no,
But
that's great.
One guy in Italy
That's
narrowed it down to a zip code.
Sick.
Yeah. I mean, but then when I
Yeah,
said, how
yeah.
the fuck did you
Yeah.
say that? He was like, well, that's where I would lived over there and this and that. So he just guessed, but he was putting on the money. Like,
I think it's important that more of us do this to try to get ourselves out there because nobody from the neighborhoods ever did social media or reality
yeah,
TV.
yeah.
Rarely, you know what I mean? So it's like these jerk offs have a voice. And then like a frat bro from like fucking Maine is like on a platform trying to abuse
well, we have
Brooklyn
one
kids.
guy
It's like you're-
representing us big, Lil Mo. Lil Mo does good.
Yeah.
And when
He
next?
does.
got him
He does.
represented.
Yeah,
That's good.
Scally jumped way ahead of us,
I-
but we're after him. We're getting there.
Oh, listen, I gotta be
All right,
honest.
nostalgia. Right? Here we go. What was the main reason why certain neighborhoods changed? Why do you think those people picked those neighborhoods to move to? Dyker Heights, Bensonhurst.
Well, Benson, I think so. Like the Asians were on 8th Avenue, right? Like they took over 8th Avenue, and then it was like 8th and like in the 40s. Then it went from there. 18th Avenue is all Asian now.
Yeah.
Well, speaking to what so a lot of people don't realize, and correct me if I'm wrong to our Asian listeners, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. The number 8 is a very lucky number for Asians.
Right.
That's why 8th Avenue is taken over by Asians years ago. They've had it forever. But they were always looking at 18th Avenue, and they were saying, we're going to take that shit one day. You know, that's why they took over 18th Avenue, because the number 8 is a very lucky number for them.
Why do you think every young urban professional moved to downtown Brooklyn?
Because it was the closest thing to Manhattan.
Yes.
The cheapest.
Yeah, exactly.
Plus that
Without
train,
paying Manhattan prices.
that F train runs right through the neighborhood.
Yeah.
It's right to Manhattan.
I mean, those are the yuppies. You know what I mean? What's your opinion on these folk?
Well, it's funny because, you was talking about 8th Avenue, and I feel like the yuppies are now working their way up to
Absolutely.
8th
Park
Avenue,
Slope, yeah.
into 8th Avenue. And I swear I saw them left and right. I'm like, what are they doing here? I don't even belong here, let alone them. Like it's
Yeah, because
they're
now
When I
that,
lived-
that area is getting expensive, like Park Slope. So
now
they're
they're
moving
going
closer.
they're going closer
Yeah,
and closer.
They're going to be in
I
Benson.
saw it with my own eyes.
When I lived on Van Brunt Street, now Van Brunt Street's in Red Hook.
Yeah,
this
yeah, of
is
course.
this neighborhood's no joke.
I know.
Right? This is when the Yuppies just started coming in, this and that. I would have and I would pull up. You go out, come home 2:30 in the morning. The guy that lived 2 doors down would be 2:30 in the morning, 3 o'clock, walking his like golden retriever. And I'd be like, he don't know. He just got moved from Michigan.
Yeah.
He has no idea. I'd be like, buddy, listen.
They walked their dog.
You might want to take that dog, walk that dog when the sun comes out at 8 o'clock.
Quick.
You and that dog are going to get kidnapped.
Facts.
These people don't live like normal human beings. I took off on like a Tuesday, and I told my girl, I was like, let's go to Dumbo. You know, let's just go hang out.
Nobody
go get
works.
the pizza.
It was like Friday
Bro,
night.
there's 50 people playing fucking volleyball, bocce.
Yeah.
They're drinking wine coolers. They're wearing those fucking stupid knitted beanies with 90-degree things out. One guy's playing the
They all
guitar.
live in rooms.
Yeah.
Like, where did you come from?
Because they all live in rooms.
Yeah.
And they all
In the
work remote.
apartments. They all rented rooms.
They all
They all work
remote.
remote. They don't, you know.
I don't think they make money. I think they're like trust
they
fund
share
kids.
and all
you
they
know?
Oh,
share.
absolutely.
I think they're, I don't, you know, but the thing that bothers me about them is they try to like act like the culture is theirs, like New York culture. We built New York culture, the way we talk. The way, now you guys are coming in and opening up coffee shops and serving avocado toast, and you think you run the fucking city, bro. I can't stand them.
Yeah.
Though,
Yeah.
that
He's
beanie
getting
makes
his
me
Paulie
want to.
Walnuts
Well,
on right
well,
now.
they
They
came-
had
they
boots
came-
before we gave them
They
anything.
came to Carroll Gardens because it was a really safe neighborhood. You know, like they were moving in when there was still guys around hanging out on corners.
Yeah.
So like there was nobody robbing anything in that neighborhood.
Yeah.
This guy used to be walking his dog at 3 in the morning. Buddy, take that fucking dog home.
Yeah, Van Brunt Street was a little.
He's like, why?
It's a
What's
little
wrong?
different.
Why? What's wrong?
He's got like a dash hound walking it through the hood. You know,
You
what I
don't know
mean?
what's going on
You need
up
a
the block.
concourse. You know what I mean? What was some stupid shit you did as a kid that would make you cringe now? Back in the day in the neighborhood.
Man.
I think everything.
Craving authentic Italian flavors in Brooklyn? Pasta Fresca at 6406 11th Avenue is your go-to spot for fresh homemade pasta, classic sauces, and mouth-watering Italian dishes. Don't leave without trying their famous savory sfogliatella, a word that I learned recently. Open daily, it's the perfect place for lunch, dinner, or a special night out. Experience the taste of Italy right in Brooklyn at Pasta Fresca. Fresh, delicious, and unforgettable.
With my boys, we was like freaking idiots
Now it's
ringing
called
doorbells.
Ding Dong Ditching.
You know.
Ding dong ditching? You know?
Nah, all right, we would do Snapple bowling.
Yeah.
We would Snapple bottles. We'd bowl them into the sewer across the street. Everybody would miss the sewer. It would hit the curb, bust all over the place. The old guy would come out screaming.
What's one thing the old neighborhood taught you that you take with you at this stage in
Loyalty.
your life?
Yeah.
Loyalty.
Friendship,
Absolutely.
definitely friendship. I got
Friendship for real.
friends that I've known for 45 years.
Yep.
Yeah. Absolutely.
The friends that I still talk to today, I've known them since I used to hang out in the corner with them.
Right.
Same guys I'm still friends with.
We're
So definitely
friends since
friendship
we're
and loyalty.
13 years old.
Yeah.
I think that the neighborhood doesn't really offer comfort. It offers like conditioning for life. You know what I mean? You got to move a certain way, have a certain type of demeanor to even just hang out amongst your friends to not get abused. You know what I mean? So you have more of a guarded mentality when you get older. You're more aware of shit. You're more aware of the way people move. You know, I think Brooklyn teaches you that in a certain way. I think kids that grow up in a different area are oblivious to life because they never experience certain things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
when I was in the Bahamas, it's funny because I met a kid and he's from Long Island. He was the nicest kid, sweetheart of a kid. But, you know, he just looked at me and he's like, I'm jealous of you. I was like, well, what do you mean? He's just like, you just look like you've been there, done that, seen it all, heard it all, just the way your face is, the way you look when you talk.
Yeah.
And that's true. We've been, you know what I'm trying to say? And I think
Then
that
you looked out and
shows.
said, holy shit, $40,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's a good point. Also, you know, it's a good question because our kids today don't have that. You know what I mean? With like we have friends that we just hung out with in the corner for years, but our kids don't have that today.
No,
I mean,
well, yeah.
to build a friendship, like you know, they have friends, but it's hard for them to build a friendship with a group of kids like we did when we were younger.
When
You
we
know?
were growing up, our friends were our lives. That was.
It's all that matters.
We
it
just
was
rang.
everything.
We just rang their bells. You want to hang out? Now we got to fucking
It was
set a play
everything.
date. I got to make an appointment to play with my friend. That's what we do now. We set up a
our
fucking
friends
play
were
date.
everything. We had to go out and experience life and be with our friends. Now kids, you know, they go home and they put on the headset and they play
Yeah.
baseball.
Speaking of doorbells, you had to see this lady's face when I rang the doorbell.
Oh,
It's like, where's the podcast?
Go to somebody's house?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
442
It was
was
a
a house.
house?
I'm like, maybe it's in the
Oh.
He's
basement.
like, wait, weren't you on the news?
I was just gonna say. As soon as he left, that lady was like, "You know that guy in the airport?
Gave me an attitude.
I
She
think he
definitely
just
didn't
rang
see
the
it.
fucking bell."
Oh, God.
Oh my God.
That's fucking.
Yeah, it was funny. She wasn't happy.
What makes Italian Americans so different than the people that are moving into these neighborhoods? What separates us as a community?
I think traditions. Good Friday. I was just down in the neighborhood Good Friday. They do a procession through the neighborhood. So I think stuff like that is what separates us.
I think our ability to keep our traditions, like you said, and our ability to assimilate to American culture, which a lot of other cultures don't do.
Exactly.
Yeah, and it's
That's the
important to-
biggest thing. That's the biggest thing.
That is the one thing about Italian Americans. It is very American because we've been here forever. It's in the culture.
Exactly. We've
Yeah.
adapted to America, and a lot of people don't. That's what I see. Is a big. People don't want to, which is crazy.
Right.
Yeah, I just think the people also on the internet need to chill out a little bit with the Italian American shit, with this fucking
Oh
nonsense.
my God!
And-
Don't get me started with that shit.
What do they know?
I mean, like we
they're
said,
just
it's like
over exaggerate the way we act. Like that's how they're gonna do it.
I mean, it goes back to, as great as the show Sopranos was, it really fucking destroyed us in a way.
Bro, Joe, there's Saturday Night Live skits of Joe Pesci. There's Saturday Night Live skits of Joe Pesci acting that way about how he acted in movies,
Yeah.
making fun of himself.
Yeah.
Like, so it's just, that's...
Another thing that's
Continue
annoying, like
use-
18th Avenue Feast, San Gennaro Feast, like every other culture is allowed to be inclusive. Like if there's a West Indian parade, if there's a Asian parade, if there's a Puerto Rican Day parade, but soon as Italians go to throw like an event like the San Gennaro, all the other cultures have to be involved in it. You know what I mean? Why are Italians so least important in society nowadays? That like everybody's got to be a part of the San Gennaro 18th Avenue Feast. It's in a fucking Italian festival.
Yeah,
Let it
That's
just
I
be
never-
narrowed
Italian.
down to 2 blocks now.
Yeah, I never thought of it like that. but
They
you're
just
right.
like Zeppelins,
You're right.
I guess. I don't
You're
know.
right. Because you go to a Puerto Rican Day parade, there's no Italians at a Puerto Rican Day
Yeah,
parade. So that's a good point. I hear what
they
you're
went
saying.
to-
I guess it's the neighborhoods.
Yeah, but the
All the
San
regions.
Gennaro Feast is not really a parade.
Right.
No,
It's a
well, yeah.
feast.
I haven't been to the St. Gennaro Feast in years.
When Italy won the soccer game, you didn't see any other flags in that parade. You know what I mean? It was like they
18th Avenue was fucking
Bum
insane. Do you
rushed
remember that
18th
when
Avenue.
Italy won the World Cup
2006,
in
yeah.
06?
Oh,
That
yeah.
was
That was-
wild.
I was
There's
there.
fucking YouTube videos you could go watch
Still,
about
yeah.
18th
Oh,
Avenue.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Right. Yeah, they were.
That was
they were
crazy.
burning Brazilian jerseys on that.
That was crazy.
They're wild.
What's the
18th Avenue.
appealing thing about moving to New Jersey? Because a lot of people from the neighborhood keep moving to New Jersey.
Space.
Schools,
A backyard.
schools.
Look,
A yard in general.
Yeah, having a yard, pool,
Land,
I couldn't. I
period.
couldn't
Dirt.
have any of that in Brooklyn. I just.
Grass.
I lived in Brooklyn with
Grass.
2 kids in a 2-bedroom apartment during COVID, so I was like, I'm out of here. I can't do
Yeah,
it.
I'm the only one that went from Brooklyn to Long Island. I didn't go to Jersey.
Yeah.
So,
I
yeah,
love Long
space,
Island.
schools,
Love Long Island.
definitely the schools was a big thing for me.
Yeah.
I have
But you know
friends
what?
that
You know
live
what
in
the
Jersey. I
best
love
thing
it.
about Brooklyn is like you're central. So growing up, I went east. One weekend I went west to Jersey. You know what I'm saying? I went to Long Island, all the clubs back in the day.
Yeah.
Hattie McGee's, Glow, all these spots. And then the next day, bang, you're going west to the shore. So it's such a great location. You can it just gives you the opportunity. Want to go to Manhattan? No problem. But if you're from Staten Island, you say the word Long Island, they're like, what?
Yeah, another
I'm not driving that far. I would never.
It is
It's
a
like you're
mission, though.
stuck.
It is a mission, though. My
it's
friend,
just the traffic
my
is
friend
just
Villa
nuts.
comes to eat. Like
Oh,
when we
no.
go out to eat, it takes him 2
I understand.
and a half hours. To
I
Get here to
understand.
Staten Island.
But anybody from Staten Island, you talk to them and you mention even going to Manhattan. I get it's a mission, but it's like a bubble that they can't leave, won't leave.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
And there's so much of life that you're missing out on that we've experienced. 'Cause like I said, we were dead center.
Yeah, that's something.
Right.
Yep.
And we went everywhere. I grew up in Manhattan. It's just like you could do all these things, but it's I'm blessed that I grew up where we grew up.
It took me an hour and 20
it made
minutes
us
to
more
get here.
cultured.
It was
Right,
great.
right.
An
Okay,
hour
it
and
took you
20
an hour and
minutes.
20 minutes?
That was amazing.
Oh,
Because the
from
last
Long
time I
Island.
came, it was like two hours and 45
Yeah, well,
minutes.
you came
Because there's
here-
no school.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
There's
and
no one, there was
Passover.
no one on the road. So
Yeah.
an hour and 20, that's fucking great.
Thank you for coming, brother. We appreciate
Ah, you're
it.
killing
Leads
me.
into a good question. What's the most nightmare highway in New York?
BQE.
Belt Parkway.
It's got to be the
Belt.
Belt.
I think the BQE between Atlantic Avenue and Tillery Street and Kent Avenue is probably the worst it's ever been.
The Jackie Robinson's also a nightmare.
The Belt Parkway going to Long Island.
That's why we don't go.
The Staten Island Express. They're all banned.
Yeah.
Everything.
You know what?
Every
I'm sitting
highway's
here
banned.
trying to think of. I'm
Yeah,
like, wait a
that-
second.
You can't put a.
I'm trying to think of which one's the worst
I
because
cursed
they're
the
all bad.
Staten
Like
Island Expressway.
Staten Island
I cursed
Expressway.
it.
Yeah.
When I'm leaving work, if I don't leave work before 2:30, you try to get out of there. It takes hours. to
Yeah,
get home.
It's so
we had
bad.
it.
The
all
difference of
parking
what
lot.
even in the morning, like if you leave 6:00 in the morning, 4:45,
Yeah.
4:45 in the morning, you will beat the traffic,
Yeah,
right? You'll
yeah.
get
100%.
a half hour
I know.
after that.
And they made
By
it wider.
6:20,
Yeah, you're done.
you are in dead stop. And when I say dead stop, I mean
I
put
freaked the
your
fuck
fucking car
out.
in
My
park.
family was gonna get a cabana for Silver Gold. They're like, you want in? I was like, absolutely. That sounds like the best thing ever. And I thought about it for a second. I was like, not a fucking chance in hell that I'm going to go all the way towards Rockaway every single day.
I went to Seagate. I had a cabana in Seagate Beach Club.
The best thing ever. Silver Gull was some of the best memories I've had in my entire
growing
life.
up
We
was
had a cabana
great.
across the street from Rolling Roaster back in the day.
Sick.
I don't think it's there anymore.
On Knapp Street?
Really?
Right, it was directly across. Well, all right, maybe a little off to the left or right, but
No, I'm
across
just
the street
thinking.
from Rolling Roaster.
It's fire.
Old school cabana. It had
Sick.
the pool. It had the big, huge pool down here.
know about
The one with the diving board up there. Oh, the place was sick. It was on the water.
Sick.
It's very important to get the feels when you go back to the old neighborhood. That's why you go to the food spots. But if you go back to Silver Gull, it's still the same. All the same
so
people are
is
there. They're like
Seagate,
96 now. They're still alive.
Yeah.
All the sun kept them alive. You know what I mean? Like I saw some of the same people. I'm like, you're still alive.
No, I know it's wild.
Shit.
Yeah,
You
those
know?
are great memories.
All the
100%
Irish
right.
people from Breezy Point still go there and Rockaway because they haven't sold out. You know what I mean? Because the houses are worth $65 million. You know what I mean? So, whatever. Best memory from the 18th Avenue feast. What do you got for me?
Me was definitely, we just used to hang out in front of Cafe Milucci the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We stood right in front of there, and we just had a great time, man. It was just
Until the next
every
day.
night. Until
Until the next
every
day.
night. And what was great about it, I was walking distance from my house, so I didn't care. I was there all day, all night. It was freaking amazing. It was.
We talked about it on one episode, but it was the clown that used to talk shit. And like Italian guys would like chase the clown down the block. 'cause
Oh,
he
the
used to
guy,
say-
what? The guy when you would throw the water,
Oh, yeah,
the
the
water.
dunk
Oh,
tank.
yeah.
Dunk
yeah.
tank?
He would
Yeah,
call
that
people
was
like
all
fat.
mad shit.
He would like call people fat
That
guineas.
guy
and they
caught
would
a
get
Yeah.
couple.
Yeah.
beatings,
Yeah.
without a doubt. And how much did this guy get paid to catch all those beatings?
When we were growing up, the 18th Avenue Feast, 7, 8 days, whatever it was, you were there every night.
Every night.
Every night you were there. No matter what you were doing the other day, you going to the feast night? Yeah, I'm going to the feast
Absolutely.
night. Everybody's going to the feast
We
night.
looked forward. That was the end of the summer thing that we did. We looked forward to it every
Now,
freaking year.
when the 18th Avenue Feast hits, my nephews, kids that are young, 20, and I talk, they're like, oh, yeah, no, I went the first. You will never hear somebody
Yeah.
say, oh, we went all night hanging out, all of it. That don't exist anymore.
Nah, I went last year. It was a travesty,
Yeah, you
bro.
can't go.
It was so bad.
No, it's
You know?
not like
Shout
the way
out
it
to the
was.
businesses that are still there. I feel bad for them, but that shit
Hold
ain't
on.
it.
I got a good one. The KTU stand.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
You know the things I grabbed over there? Forget all night, chasing everything. The best. I was
it
there
was.
all night in that one block.
It was. That
I was
feast
just
was
waiting.
amazing. all the feasts in the neighborhood were amazing. Even the little bullshit ones.
Do you remember the
Benson
Court Street
Avenue.
feast?
20th Avenue.
Yeah.
Yo, the Court Street feast, there was a tent on First and Court
Yeah.
that was an outright casino.
Yeah.
Like you walked in and there was roulette tables, crap tables, blackjack tables.
Really?
I think the church
It was the church.
church
yeah,
did
it was
it.
the church.
and there was an outright casino on First and Court, big white tent.
And there was
I
some
never been to
high
the
rollers at that church.
Right.
If we went to the 3rd Avenue stroll, me, James, my father, a bunch of us, and it still has that feel to it. But like, if we just all come together, like on the internet, we could all just flood the 18th Avenue feast, and it could be the same again. Everybody's still
Yeah,
alive, kind of.
Absolutely.
You know what
I
mean?
agree.
Just get it done. Let's just
Yeah.
go. We go take pictures with each other. Be nice.
Nostalgia night.
Content.
Well, we could
you
do
know
a
what I mean?
podcast from there. Why not?
That's a fucking great idea,
Set up
bro.
a stand right in the middle of
Yeah,
the
there'd be a
18th
fucking
Avenue feast.
3-gallon bottle of milk that'll come flying out of the sky right up to the table. Boom.
We'll set up a
You
booth
think
and
that's
do
not
a
happening
podcast. Why
right there?
not?
Someone put the fucking milk.
I want to do a live show and had a good idea for Paradise Island, but I want to do it in Brooklyn somewhere during an event, like the 3rd Avenue stroll.
Makes sense.
You know,
It's got to be the 3rd Avenue. What else are you going to do?
Kettle Black and Hober and
Yeah,
Cebu, like
it's
that
gotta be.
You could
corner.
do it at Cebu, right on the table, right at a table at Cebu.
They'll let us. Ted Nugent's son owns it. Did I say that before?
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Just wanted you guys to know that.
Son owns Cebu?
That's right. That's some information for you right there. You like that?
That is some information.
Keep going the rate you're going with this podcast. You're gonna have them reaching out to you to do a podcast. There.
Those are my people, bro.
You know
I
what I mean?
fucking, go by them anytime. I love those guys.
Goes hunting with Ted Nugent, you know?
Oh,
You didn't know I go hunting with Ted Nugent?
no.
My guy, bro.
There you go.
Yeah, it's my friend.
That guy is nuts. I love that guy.
Ted Nugent? I know nothing about Ted Nugent. He just said the name, and I was like, it's pretty fucking great.
Oh, you don't know what it is?
I know who it is. I just, I wasn't, I was like, oh, he's a rock star, but I wasn't sitting there, like, going nuts over it.
I've
And
been hunting in my life, you know that?
you never
Me
been
neither.
hunting? Me either. I don't like the idea of murdering anyone.
Me neither. I've never been on.
I go fishing. I like fishing.
Do you?
I like being on the boat.
It's very important that you don't have a profile picture of you holding the fish, though.
Very important.
don't do it.
Yeah, you're cooked if you do. Forget it.
I think your life is starting to
girl's
take a-
biggest ick.
Yeah.
When you're holding
And
the
I would have
striped
never.
pants.
Thank God I'm married because I would have never known that until I heard it here. My dumbass would have been
forget
on
it.
there with a tuna like this.
Bro, thank God we met, bro, because that tuna was coming, man.
Yeah, the tuna was coming. If I wasn't with my
man's-
wife, the tuna would have been. I would have been like this. The tuna on the
I just
side,
want to know what
like,
guys think, like, when they put that picture up. Like, women, they're all single. You know what I mean? Like, the women's going to scroll across the page and be like, holy shit, that's a 30-pound striped bag.
Yeah, exactly. It's like a man's biggest prize, and I don't know.
That's
like,
incredible.
And ever since you said that, and I look now, I have one friend that has this picture with the fish, and he's got a girl.
you think they think that like women look at that as like I'm a gatherer, like you know what I mean? Like I can go hunt our food and bring it home.
I think they think of it as like this guy has.
It's gotta be what it is.
I don't know.
That's probably
it's
what
gotta
it is.
be.
It's
Look at
like
me,
the guy
I could
usually has
get
a
us food
Winnebago,
if
you know.
Like old school.
Guys,
Talking
we
about
need
old
food I could feed us.
Because you're never fishing somewhere that's like aesthetic. So like
Yeah.
you're like underneath the Rockaway Bridge or you're on the boardwalk like
Right.
next to weird people that are legitimately trying
Behind
to feed
Nelly
themselves.
Bly.
Yeah. Behind Nelly Bly.
In the sanitation.
You don't want to be behind Nelly Bly.
I know.
I'm not eating nothing that comes out from behind Nelly Bly.
You got to put like vinegar and like I don't even know, wash it 80 times.
As a kid, I used to go fishing behind Caesar's Bay, and we used to catch a bunch of porgies.
Well, that
Yeah,
was,
we used to do that too
Yeah.
with the Porgies. Yeah.
that was a nice spot to bring a girl.
Where?
Behind
Ever go to
Caesar's
that
Bay,
beach?
if you wanted to kill her.
No, so you know when you go down.
It was,
All right.
it was like a thing where you're gonna dump bodies.
Well, it's a private. I don't want to say it's not a private beach. It's public, but no one knows about it. So you go all the way down Surf Avenue, right? Like you're looking at the Seagate Beach Club in front. You make that right on that block. You go all the way down, and there's a little beach. Nobody's on it. It's clean.
That walk alone would scare the shit
Well, you
out of
gotta
the
go-
girl.
yeah.
The girl would be like, "Where the
You
fuck
gotta go
is
in
this guy taking
sunset.
me?
Once
Can't we
it
just go to
sets,
34th
then you get out of there.
When you went to Coney Island back in the day, was West 33rd a thing or you just hung out on another?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that
It's
was-
still around. People still hanging
Yeah.
out.
Oh,
I
100%.
was never
I
a
still
beach
go
guy.
there.
I
Still at West
hated the
33rd?
Hell
beach.
yeah.
Well, John's Deli used to be on 33rd Street. Remember?
Yeah.
When
Yeah,
they had
the
the
old
spot
John,
right
yeah,
there.
yeah,
Yeah, I hated the beach though. I was never a beach.
Yeah.
I couldn't stand the beach.
No? Coney Island. I
We
would
either
love to
went
go
we
back.
either went there or to Manhattan Beach.
Oh, I got a good one.
Yeah, Manhattan Beach was good too.
We talk about, and this is a thing.
Talk about whatever you want.
This bothers me. But you weren't a beach guy, so maybe you can't relate. But I wore Jordans on the beach. Wore sneakers.
I wear sneakers.
And if you're from Brooklyn, you wear sneakers to the beach.
And jeans.
Yeah, I was
So-
gonna say Jordan shorts.
Listen,
But-
go on my page, on my Instagram, you will see
But that's a
a
Brooklyn
picture of
thing.
me on the beach when I'm on vacation. I have Fila sneakers
Yeah,
on.
that's a
and
Brooklyn
it says
thing.
on the bottom, when you ask where I'm from,
Yes.
you know.
Why don't I have any of this? Send it to me.
People look at me like I'm a psychopath. Like, what are you doing?
You're
I'm
still
just
doing-
like,
You're still doing that?
I still go to the beach and I wear my sneakers.
I wear sneakers if I'm sitting by a pool on vacation.
Really?
I won't sit there with my feet
There's something
out.
very unappealing about a flip flop. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, I don't
No,
wear-
Yeah, I don't know. I
Dad.
don't wear the sneakers no more. I used to,
but
but
it's not-
I'm like a flip flop guy.
I feel like if I'm wearing like flip flops, I got to be wearing.
I
Like,
won't wear
a
the
helmet.
one, the thong
wearing
one.
socks.
I
No,
don't fuck
no,
with
no,
those.
no.
Yeah,
That's
those I
pushing
don't
the
fuck with.
Oh,
But it comes-
You gotta
No.
get your feet cut off. If
No,
you have
yeah, I don't fuck
Yeah,
with the thongs.
straight up, all toes, gone.
Guys
But a
walking
nice
around
Jordan
with
slipper,
toes
full
that look
flap,
like
yeah,
amputated
yeah,
thumbs,
yeah.
like
You ever go to like a water park, like Mountain Creek, and you see those dads
It's
walking around
disgusting.
everywhere with like their flip flops, and they look all
Their
fucked up.
toes
You know
are-
what I mean?
Well, you
It's
know
like,
what I
oh,
like?
if I end up like that,
Thing-
kill me.
I
Bro.
like the native water shoes that look like sneakers, but they're rubber. The water shoes.
You lost me, bro. I don't know about
crazy
that.
that you even said that.
Yeah,
Water
but-
shoes.
Yeah, water shoes.
At least wear like a stylish flip flop. You know what I mean? Like my
Yeah.
pops
I don't
is a big
even
flip
know-
flop guy, but he has like Adidas, Nike.
It's fine, but there's a reason why we wore sneakers. Not because we wanted to. Because if you wore anything with your feet exposed in Coney Island Beach, what do you think you were stepping on?
Glass
Oh, yeah.
needles.
Glass,
yeah.
needles, who knows? So that's why we wore sneakers, not because
No.
we thought it was cool.
No.
Because you had to.
I don't think
of that.
it's cool either. I just
You
wear
had
my
to wear
fucking
them.
sneakers on
Yeah.
every- I'll be on vacation.
Yeah.
At the most beautiful beach
In
with
the
my
Bahamas,
wife.
I was wearing my sneakers on the
My wife
beach.
would be like, "You have your fucking sneakers on." I'd be sitting on
Yeah,
the beach
yeah.
in the lounge there with my feet.
think we're
It's definitely a
Crazy.
separate pair you bring for the beach too. Like you don't wear those out at night. You have
No, I
those
got
are
my
for the
beach sneakers. Yeah.
Yeah, those are for the beach.
I don't
These
think
are for
there is
when I go
one
out.
guy from Brooklyn that will go on a 7-day vacation with one.
No,
pair of
I got a
sneakers. think you
whole-
get all.
Yeah, I got a
one
whole
of the
carry-on
luggage
full of
is-
sneakers.
What's
Oh,
the
yeah. What do you
white
think a carry-on
t-shirts,
is?
Shorts and 10 different.
Where do you
pairs of
keep your
sneakers.
hats? I keep my hats in my backpack.
Yeah, some in the
Or you
backpack.
can get a case for them.
Yeah,
I don't
the
know.
case.
So my backpack is
case.
just my hats.
The case.
And then the carry-ons, the sneakers, and then whatever else I can.
What's the acceptable amount of Air Force Ones for somebody to own? I'm thinking 3. You know, dirty, mid.
Yeah, I have two.
I don't. I
I own
keep.
two.
I don't keep. As soon as they get dirty, they get
Yeah,
thrown
that's
out.
why the fake ones were the best. Remember the fake ones back in the
They
day?
used to have them at VIM on 86th Street. Remember
Yeah,
that?
$40.
I'm a big all white sneaker person. I like
Yeah.
all white Air Force Ones.
I know.
all-
Yeah, but as you get older, don't you? I can't wear them no more, and not because I don't like them.
can't wear them
because
as
my
much.
back don't like them.
No, I still like them.
You know what I'm trying to say? I need like the Hokas. Yeah, I need like the Brooks, the Hokas. I need the Enclave. I need comfortable. I
Enclaves
need,
are the best sneakers
it.
out right now.
you
It's
know,
very scary to see like you
Enclaves.
guys get a little older. I don't like it.
Yeah.
What was the name, Brandon?
on clouds.
He's on clouds.
Yeah. Now,
You're getting fucking old.
well, yeah, we always
I'll be honest. Before
You're
before
getting fucking
before I
Why,
got
you didn't buy a hoodie in
I got
Costco yet?
fucking Timberlands on right
You didn't
now.
buy a
Before I
hoodie in
got
Costco
divorced,
yet?
I forget. I'd be crooked. I'd be
What'd you say, Sam?
no, before I got divorced, right? I'm married. I'm seeing myself wearing New Balance sneakers, right?
Yeah.
And after I got divorced, that's when I started wearing the Air Force Ones and a
I
little bit
love New
cooler
Balance,
sneakers
though.
and all that. I'm like, wait, I don't have to wear New Balance anymore. You know what I mean? I don't have to be that dad. That's like, even though I'm still a dad, but it just felt
And he wanted
different.
his ex to see him. And be
New
like,
Balance
"Yeah."
just came out with a whole line, though. They got,
Did they?
got good
It's
stuff.
crazy to see like when like a guy gets divorced, like his second life starts, and I see it with a lot of
Oh,
like
yeah.
old school cats from the neighborhood.
Absolutely.
You know, like they suddenly have their swag back. They're wearing Sergio Tacchini. Like before that, they're wearing like tank tops with flip flops.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like you kind of need
Crocs.
a divorce. Like you have to get divorced at least once.
I was a croc
You know what I
dad.
mean?
Yeah,
Just
you
to bring it
needed
back.
to-
I was a croc dad. I'm not gonna lie. I was
No,
a croc
those
dad.
are, I don't fuck with Crocs.
I only
I've
wore
never-
Crocs
I've
once to
never
go to
had
the
Crocs.
beach, or that's it.
No,
but I was a Croc
I
dad.
can't.
My
My
brother's
brother.
a big army fatigue Croc guy. I never
Oh
liked
yeah,
the
my
Crocs.
brother wears Crocs all the time. I want to like.
You got to wear them in the
bro.
privacy of your own home, and they have to have the fur in it. Then just don't wear them
have to
outside.
wear
No, I'm
them
talking about the
never in
rubber
your
Crocs.
life.
Well, everybody has their house slippers.
No.
Everybody, I mean, like they go take out the garbage slippers. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
you know,
What, Crocs?
no, anything.
Oh, yeah, anything, yeah, but not
Yeah.
Crocs. I
Yeah.
can't even believe
No,
those
I
things
know.
exist.
I know. I
I
hear
can't
that.
fucking
You
believe
can't
those.
stand them, right?
Oh, my God.
Next question. You guys are gonna get a lot of hate on the internet. Just be prepared. What are the top 5 hip hop artists, dead or alive, of all time?
Oh, I can't answer this. I got crucified on the last one.
I'm gonna answer it, but it's really hard to only mention 5. Back in the day, it was easy to mention 5. You know, like you had Biggie, you had Tupac, you had Jay-Z, you had Nas, right? But now, how do you put only one more person in that category?
Eminem. That's who the.
You have
fifth is.
Eminem, you have Drake, you have Kanye West. Like,
You
how
can't
do
say Drake. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to
can't
cut
stand-
that
Are you
out.
I
kidding
can't
me?
stand
Drake is
Drake.
one of the best artists.
Artist. Artist. Keyword.
We got
Yeah.
caught. We
Yeah.
got caught bad. For
Forget
that.
about
We
the
got caught.
comments that I was seeing were crazy. Like, you can't even have an opinion on who you like.
You
as a-
have
as
to.
an artist.
Drake
Like,
has to be in that conversation.
Everybody's saying rock him, and I agree.
Yeah, Rakim is
But
great.
you got to go by like universal sound where everybody knows
No,
about
you
these
gotta
people.
go by what you like.
Yeah, it's very
Whatever the
simple.
fuck your opinion is on who you like. You said Eminem?
No, I said I said who's the best to ever come out of New York, and I went underground. And this is a legitimate answer. I said Immortal Technique. Everybody listens to Immortal Technique if you're from New York. If you're not
That's
from
what
New
you
York,
said? That was the question?
I said what's your favorite album, and I said the Eminem Show because everybody had that on their Walkman. I was such an angry kid, and it was perfect for me. You know what I mean? I was in the house, started yelling at my parents.
It's your
You know,
fucking opinion.
Once
I-
Eminem's song came on about his mother, you know, get out of my room. You know what I mean? But I thought that was one of the greatest albums of all time. But I think the universal 5 it's kind of easy. It would be Biggie, Tupac, Nas.
Right.
Jay-Z.
Jay-Z would be number 4. Number 5 is a toss-up, but I think it's Eminem.
You know, listen, can you say Jay-Z? I can say old Jay-Z. And I can just
Absolutely.
say old Jay-Z and that's it.
And old
Yeah,
Eminem.
but
At a
were
certain
you a
point,
big
it was
Nas?
no
Were you a big
Jay-Z.
Nas fan?
No.
You know, I'm a big Jadakiss guy.
Right, but I think
That's me.
Jadakiss is
I'm
one
a
of the. I
big
think
Jadakiss
Jadakiss is
guy.
one of the
Big
best
Jadakiss
rappers.
Best
guy.
rappers. So
Yeah,
that's
but
what
you
I'm saying.
but you could put Jadakiss there and not put Kanye there. Like Kanye's an artist,
Kanye's an artist.
you know.
Listen, how we grew up, I was a little more hardcore with my hip hop, like Jadakiss. You know what I'm saying?
I
Like
love
street, more
Jadakiss,
street shit.
Fabulous.
Like that
Yeah,
was
I was
me.
just gonna make-
Like, I love
Fabulous.
Mace.
That's right. My top
That
three.
was
But
my
again,
that was my style. Other people have different opinions,
Different styles of hip-hop.
I have friends that
yeah.
like RZA.
Yeah.
I can't
Yeah.
fucking stand. I
Yeah.
don't. Not that I can't stand. I just don't know what the fuck he's
Yeah,
saying.
but-
I don't know what he's talking about. He's talking about a planet that's on the third solar force that came around it.
you know what?
I don't know what the fuck he's
you're
talking
a
about.
DJ and you're in the clubs and you might, you know, if you play Jada in the club, it might not really.
No, Jada in the club is Jada goes off in the club.
Yeah, you know,
Yeah.
right? But like a Kanye song in the club, I'm sure would
Right.
hit
Well,
more.
look, like I said, back in the day, it was easy to pick 5. It was.
I agree, 100%.
But like, there's a different climate now. You know.
Oh, yeah.
It's hard to pick 5. Like I think maybe I don't know. Biggie, Jay-Z, Nas, Eminem has to be there.
Yeah.
You know?
How do you feel about that Kendrick Lamar album, DNA? How do you
I
feel
think
about
Kendrick Lamar. It all goes.
just that album, DNA.
It's not my style,
it's not.
but it's a great album.
I think it was
know
an
what I mean?
artistic. The way
It was great.
every single song had a meaning and flowed. Like that was really
It's
cool.
different. Like if you're from the West Coast, you're gonna have a
Yeah.
whole.
I don't really fuck with Kendrick Lamar either. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not-
Yeah.
No, I don't
I
either.
mean, that's more their.
Yeah.
That's the
age.
newer generation.
That's
But
what
like
I'm saying.
sometimes you can't discredit like who's just good because I listen to old school shit myself. Like
Yeah,
I don't like
well,
any of the
yeah.
new stuff.
Me neither.
But when Drake, actually raps some of his songs, they're phenomenal. You know, when Kendrick Lamar actually raps, he's phenomenal. Like you can't discredit these guys because it's newer. But they're the majority of new hip hop, and your brother Sal commented on that. He said it's the generational disconnect. I don't think it's a generational disconnect. I just think that like people are so set in the ways because rap was so good then that nobody could be good now.
Yeah.
You know, which I
Wait,
disagree.
Big L can't be in that top 5.
No, Big L.
Big L, I think he's in the
Big
top
L
5.
is-
The New York top 5.
Well, do you think Kanye hurts to be in the top 5 because of the person he is? Because I feel like
Yeah,
he
but
would be an easy top 5.
You gotta put his political shit aside.
That's what I'm saying.
You know,
It
like,
is because as an
but-
artist, he's
but
amazing.
As an artist, he's unbelievable as an
Yeah.
artist.
Lil Wayne, like Lil
Snoop,
Wayne's also
even,
incredible.
you know.
He was just again in that newer
There's too many.
Yeah, you can't. It's very hard
too
to
many,
list
it's
5.
very-
Very
it's
hard.
very-
because people were going off in the comments, bro, and some people were saying like weird shit, But Rakim was like the general. How do you not put
He's a
Rakim? in?
pioneer, Rakim. That's why.
KRS-One,
Pioneer.
Oh, they was
EPMD,
making comments
Gangstar.
like we shouldn't even.
They're gonna-
We shouldn't even be talking about it. Like who the
Right.
fuck are you?
It's a controversial
Yo,
question.
they're gonna make their comments based on their age.
That's true.
Yeah.
And then
That's the bottom
the
line.
way
But
they
the
grew up,
Eminem
how they
hate.
grew up.
It's crazy.
It's crazy.
I don't understand. The new Eminem, he's still putting out a couple of heaters, but the old Eminem, there was nobody more legendary than him. And even the game said it. He's like, he did it better than most people. So did 50. It sucks for people to hear that Eminem went into a predominantly black industry and was better than most of their fucking rappers, bro. Listen back to the Marshall Mathers LP and the Eminem show. You gonna tell me this guy's one of the
rap.
greatest?
No, he's one of the greatest.
Remember Without Me came out? That song was played 1,000 times a day on the radio. I remember.
I know.
Imagine Biggie and Tupac were still alive today.
That was the next question that I have about Biggie. Would there be a Jay-Z if Biggie didn't get killed?
I would love to ask Jay-Z this question. I would love to know what it was like for Jay to turn around and tell me what it was like growing up with Biggie. Biggie was a monster.
Yeah.
Like when Biggie was out, he was a monster.
Yep.
And what was it like for Jay-Z to be coming up and having Biggie right there, So I don't
Scary.
know. I think, look, Jay-Z's a superstar, right? And he was definitely going to become what he is today. But it might have took a little bit more time if Biggie was still around.
I find it a little weird about Jay-Z that he's like in this Hollywood industry, like he's this devil worshiper, and he's from like Bed-Stuy.
It just turned me off so
yeah.
much. That's why I don't even like to put him in the conversation.
Jay-Z
there's
turns me off a lot.
There's
also.
no doubt about it. Old Jay-Z is some of the best old school hip hop you can listen to. There's no
but
doubt
you got to
about
remember too, when Biggie died, Biggie put Brooklyn on the map.
Yeah.
So when he died, everyone was like, "Yo, there's nobody else." It's like Jay-Z or nobody,
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Now-
it's like we put him in that position.
Yeah,
Brooklyn
yeah.
put him in that
Yeah.
position.
I think Jay-Z would have been a part of Bad Boy. I think that he would have been in that group. I think if Biggie didn't die, Bad Boy would be the biggest thing on planet Earth.
I could be wrong about this, but did Big L put Jay-Z on in the beginning or no? I'm
Was it
wrong
was the
about that?
95? Was he on the 95
Boy
freestyle?
was pretty much
Jay-Z was on a freestyle with Big L.
And that
98 freestyle.
and I don't know. I could have sworn it was just like, new and upcoming artist Jay-Z, and I feel like that.
No, it wasn't
No?
Big L. Jazzo put Jay-Z on. That's how he got his name.
So,
But
I
yeah,
could be wrong. I
If you
thought I
look
heard
at
that.
the first couple of videos of Jay-Z rapping, like his first couple of songs, it was a totally different style. Like,
Yeah,
he
I'm
was
sure.
Totally
100
different.
times.
It
We
was
got
like
Hollywood, bro. It's anybody that gets that level.
no,
of
he just had
attention.
a totally like this, like he was totally different. He wasn't like he was like he is now. Nothing like he is.
I'm
now.
actually going to retract that. I think one of the greatest albums of all time next to the Eminem show is Watch the Throne with Jay-Z and Kanye. No Church in the Wild, Go Ham. That was a fucking classic album. Gotta have it. You gonna tell me that album wasn't a 10
That
out
was
of 10?
insane. Yep.
That was a crazy album, bro. And it was new, so it pisses people off. But I don't think like the general hip hop, like, yeah, it was the greatest of all time back in the 90s and 2000s, but we can't give it to an album like that because it was made in 2010. You know what I mean? I don't-
Get Rich or Die Trying. Then Get Rich or Die Trying
that
was a
was that-
sick,
monster
sick
album.
monster album.
Sick.
what do we got here?
While we're on controversy,
Yes.
I've been getting flamed. Flamed This is a serious question because I'm gonna need an honest opinion. And I feel like I can trust you guys.
Yeah.
Trust you, bro.
Can you be a Yankees fan and a Mets fan at the same time?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Can?
I mean, I don't hate on. I'm not a big I'm not a big baseball guy.
Right.
So if the Mets are on and we have to watch baseball,
bless.
I'll watch the Mets.
God bless.
I think that you can't be a Rangers and Islander fan at the same
No,
time.
that's the opposite for me. I'm a Met fan. I hate
too.
the Yankees because of my brother, my nephew. They're the biggest jerk off Yankee fans, and then my family. You know what I mean? They make me hate them
Right,
because of the way
You hate them 'cause
they're
of that,
one of
right.
those Yankee fans that are like, oh, the fucking Mets, this and that. So it's the fans that make me hate the Yankees.
Right. That's a great point.
You know what I
That's a
mean?
great
It's the
point.
fans.
Yeah, I'm a Met fan, and I like the Yankees too.
But when it comes to
Thank
my
you.
son's an Islander fan,
Thank you.
I'm a Ranger fan. I root for the Islanders.
I only
I'm-
watch baseball like the World Series. I don't watch regular games. You
Yeah.
know, so I'll watch baseball towards
That's
the
my
end.
point. It's the Yankee fans that make me dislike the Yankees.
Right.
It makes sense. I think
Otherwise, the team.
Yeah.
I personally, I'm a Yankee fan, but I personally like going to City Field more.
I love City
City
Field.
Field is
Oh,
so much better than Yankee Stadium.
Yankee fans will tell you that. That
Well,
they
it's
love,
the
they like
truth.
City Field much
Yeah,
better.
City Field
It's
is sick.
beautiful stadium.
I mean, the Yankee Stadium has Billy's, which everybody
Yeah,
goes
it's,
to.
you can't. Yeah, there's nothing.
Yeah.
You
That's
know,
all they
it's
have.
just
As what?
Billy's.
It's the big bar that's outside.
Oh.
All the girls are walking
It's
around
like
in Yankee
DJs in the
jerseys.
Bronx.
Yeah. Everybody
much.
goes there, bro. That feel is
wild.
completely different. Like,
Wild.
I will say that a Yankee playoff game feels more than a Mets playoff game.
Yeah.
I will say that.
Yeah.
You know
No,
what I mean?
listen, facts. I'm getting flamed bad in the comments because I wore a Met hat. And my whole life, first of all, I'm a big hat guy. I've got 1,000 hats.
Yeah.
That hat that day could have been a Brewers hat.
Yeah.
Just because I liked it.
I have a lot of hats
It
of
matched.
teams.
Because it matched.
Right.
Because I like the colors.
100%.
So I got flamed in the comments. And you know, the truth is, I was a Yankee fan my whole life. Grew up in the ticker tape parades, going, obviously, you know, Yankees were a classic. But like you said, one day I went to City Field to watch a Mets game and I fell in love with everything.
Street
So
corner.
why can't we should hate the Dodgers,
Yeah.
not the Mets or the Yankees if you're from New York. Hate the Dodgers.
I think Brooklyn should bring back a team, and you could put it right in Floyd Bennett. You could build a baseball team.
Yeah, of course, of Brooklyn. I'm just saying right now the LA Dodgers are who you should hate if you're from New York. After they beat the Yankees, I don't care.
Yeah.
Don't hate the Mets. Focus your attention on them.
Yeah, but there's still Dodger fans in Brooklyn.
Well, that's
There's
true.
a lot of Dodger fans.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
I think
Imagine
that's
that.
absurd. They moved a very long time
I
ago.
know, exactly.
Yeah.
You know,
Like,
there's
get
still
over it.
Jersey fans that are
Well-
Mets fans, and they're in Brooklyn.
How about the Brooklyn Giants? My grandfather played for them.
Really?
Yeah,
That's pretty dope. Man.
Brooklyn Giants.
How do you feel about the
Cyclones.
Brooklyn? How do you feel about the Brooklyn Nets? I think it's a travesty to the borough.
No, I mean, listen, this is a real good question. Because if you're from Brooklyn, your whole life, you were a Knicks fan forever.
You're not a Nets fan.
Anybody from Brooklyn who's a Nets fan, I don't trust them off the bat.
It just doesn't represent the borough
Well,
well.
you
go
can't be
there,
trusted. That means you jump ship.
Yeah.
Don't tell me you were a New Jersey Net fan. Not happening. I've never met one in my life from Brooklyn. I don't have you.
Well, Jason Kidd when he played for them.
They had
No,
like
I liked
Kidd,
the team, but you
Carter.
weren't like. I mean, I went back. I met all of them when I was a kid. I met Kerry Kittles. Remember Kerry Kittles? I met all of them. Who else was on that team? Oh, the guy with the gun.
Used to
Jason.
just be able to
Jason.
sit-
What was his name?
Jason Williams. No,
The guy that caught with the gun. What
that was
it?
Jarrett Crittenden and Gilbert Arenas. Gilbert
No,
Arenas.
talking about he had a gun charge too. This guy, I forgot something Williams.
I know what you're talking about, but I
This
do
was a
remember.
long time before Gilbert Arenas.
I do remember. Yeah, they got caught in the locker room with
Yeah,
guns. It's like,
yeah.
bro, why are you bringing?
Yeah, you're an NBA player.
you
I don't
doing?
understand why you gotta have guns. You ever get pinched for fireworks?
I was pinched. No, I wasn't. But we were at a place that got pinched for fireworks. And they
got
came
pinched
in
for
and we just.
I think that's the most
everybody
ridiculous thing in the world.
Yeah.
I used to get my
yeah.
fireworks on 15th Avenue and 70th
took- There was a
Street,
few
remember?
guys from the
It was
neighborhood.
right on
their
the
whole
corner of
house.
those
You
guys.
would, I
Wait,
would walk in these
65th?
guys' houses. And
Everybody
like,
got
On
it from them.
15th Avenue and like 71st Street. They were right on the corner. Those
Yeah.
guys.
there was
Right
a
next to
few
the
houses in
church,
the neighborhood where
OLG.
you
Across the street
walked
from
in
OLG.
And you were like, you fucking nuts with this in
Yeah.
your basement? Like,
Yeah,
It wasn't no
yeah.
fireworks to blow up a town.
Yeah.
And the guy had it stored in his basement. I'm like, oh, you're out of your fucking mind.
Yeah, I spent the night in jail in fucking Myrtle Beach. I'm not even gonna say that story, but that was just
Off camera. Off camera. I
And
got
he he just told a story about burning cars down. But the fact that he says, I'm not telling the
Yeah,
story, means
no.
3 people were dead in that fucking story. 3 people
no, it's actually not that bad of a story, but it's just we got into a fight in the club.
And somebody got killed.
So the back of the club was the boardwalk, and the front of the club was the boardwalk, and the back was the beach. Like you had the sand. So I got pissed. I kicked the glass door. The whole fucking glass shattered. The back of the club. So now I'm running away. I have this cop car chasing me on the fucking beach, trying to catch me. Those, you know those cars? He fucking grabs me, pulls it. As soon as he saw I was from New York, he just throws me in jail for a night. So I'm in the cell. My boys are supposed to come fucking bail me out. And they fucking fell asleep. Who was getting laid, this and that.
Nice.
They ended up coming the next fucking day. It was shit out of a movie, bro. I was in a cell with all these fucking cracked out people. Like, here's this kid with this fucking tight bang bang shirt from fucking New York. You know what I mean? I didn't fucking fit in at all. So I was like a fucking sore thumb.
Pick me up the next day. As soon as they pick me up, I'd have stabbed the tires on their car. You fucking.
Yo, I picked when they came the next day. I wanted to fucking kill them all. And not only that, I'm on vacation. A day later, I had to go to court. Like I was like, this is all happened on vacation. You know what I mean? And it's just like it was fucking.
Did you ever get arrested in Mexico?
Oh
No, thank God.
Oh, no. Jesus
I
Christ. Oh my God.
Yeah, it sounds like a fucking nightmare.
Yeah. Remember that place? What was it? Senor Frogs in Cancun?
Yes.
Yes.
Fat Tuesdays.
Yeah, it was one of those places. Big brawl. New York kids versus Boston kids. I remember like it was yesterday. It was like the Civil War. It was like a line and then a line.
What year was this?
I
2004?
was 16. So, no, I'm sorry. I was in high school. 17. It was my senior spring break.
Year there?
2004.
2004. 2004.
Anyway, so we're sitting there and it's like a civil war. It was like one person would go out and fight, next person would go back. Right, all of a sudden, cops came, bounces, everyone was swinging at everybody. All of a sudden, I get yoked up. They throw me into a back of a pickup truck
Oh God.
with a cage around the pickup truck.
Nice.
Jesus Christ.
I'm the first one in, and you're in Mexico, in Cancun. You're like, what's your whole
That's it,
life
my
is
whole
before
life
your
is
eyes.
over.
Yeah, my God.
Now all of a sudden, this same kid I just cracked. I'm driving to the truck. They're piling us in, bro. Kids who were just fighting. They were all in this cage together now. Now we're all best friends. We're all scared to death.
Right, now you're
together.
scared to death.
You know what I'm saying? Yo, they bring us to this jail, bro. Yo, scariest moment of my life. We walk in, they just like, no one speaking English. You don't know what's going on.
shit.
You don't know what, bro. I mean, back in the day, there was none of that show, Locked Up Abroad. This was before that, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like you really don't know what to think.
That's when you start
an hour
pulling
and a
out
half.
every dollar in your pocket.
I had nothing.
Right.
I had
That's
nothing.
what they want.
I had nothing left.
That's what I was gonna get
I
at.
spent it all night. I drank I spent it all. Thank God my friend showed up. $500.
Yeah.
Right
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, that's
For
all
2
they
hours
wanted.
of-
That's all
of
they
the-
wanted.
That's all they wanted.
That's all they wanted.
That's all they wanted.
But it was-
Because every day they used to do that by the hotel where
Yeah.
we would stay at. Anytime something happened at the hotel, they would come there like they were going to lock up everybody.
Right. And you give a
Meanwhile,
couple
two,
of
three
50,
people would get
80
handed
bucks.
50,
Same
20,
thing.
and they'd all be
You
gone.
can never rent the scooters there.
Yeah, they tell you that.
The
Don't
scratch, 1,000.
Yep.
Well, that's it. You're going.
And they pull you over when you're on the scooter.
Yeah, just
and
for
tell you,
something
oh, you
stupid.
just made a
You
U-turn.
just made a U-turn.
Where you weren't supposed to. It's 200
the
hours.
worst.
And you're giving them whatever the fuck they want.
Yeah. They
Yeah,
shake
I'm
you
not gonna
down
beef out
heavy.
with those guys. Back in the day in the neighborhood, what was your go-to restaurant growing up? You and your family went there like it was religion.
Oh, mine was Nino's. Nino's on Union Street.
I love Nino's.
Mine was Caloseo on 18th Avenue.
I gotta say La Polina.
Great spot.
Different answers.
Avenue O.
Trying to think. One, I don't know. We used to go to a lot.
As I got older, though, noodle pudding was the spot.
Yeah, that spot's on the come up. Mine was Tomaso's. Right, Dyke
On
Park.
86th Street?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
it
was
was
the
solid.
But every family event that I have four nieces and nephews. My sister, every event, family event, was always at Mama Rayo's. My sister did all my nieces and nephews' baptism there. I had my son's baptism there. Mama Rayo's was definitely
Yo,
like the
shout
family
out to
restaurant.
Mama Rayo's.
Oh,
We were
that's
just
11th
there.
Avenue, right?
We were just there filming like a video making fun of food influences. Fucking, and then
God.
yeah, we're gonna do that
Mm-hmm.
now. I just want people to not like us as much as possible.
I did my first pizza review today.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you got to be like different. You know what I mean? Like we were like making fun of them. We put like Goodfellas walk through and play the song. I
Yeah.
put like $6 million for a video. Talk to my agent. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like we're just
Listen,
gonna go to places and
yeah.
bust balls.
I had this thing, and I agree with you 100%. I have a beef with all of them. Because do you know how many times my girl would be like, I saw this on TikTok. Let's drive to fucking Guam to go get this pizza. And then you get there, and it's horrible.
Yeah.
And this asshole who got paid $2,000 to say it was good costed me, forget it, $150 gas tolls.
They never
this, that.
say it's not good.
And, well, you
You
get
know what I
paid
mean?
$2,000. You can't say it's not good.
Ever,
So I
ever
got a
seen
beef
a
with
video
all
where
that.
somebody said it's not good.
I
I'm
gotta
gonna go to one and be like, boss, how much are you gonna pay me to say your food is
First,
good?
you know,
100%.
I'm calling out everyone. I'm calling out everybody right now. Devour Power. Both of those, both him and the wife can go scratch their asses. They costed me a lot of money for no reason. And you know something?
Power?
Devour Power. They went on the they got balls. They went on the news and they said, you know, we give everybody good reviews. We will never give a bad review. So why do you listen to them for?
Right.
It's the whole point.
Right.
I wanted to make a commission. I wanted to make like a union. Like, listen.
Actually, what was that guy? There was a guy that used to say that God's honest truth. I don't think he never got paid to go. He would eat in his car.
And God bless him.
He would eat in his car.
God
He
bless
would
him.
go to all these places, and he was the only one. That's probably why he's not on Instagram anymore. I just thought about
Portnoy
it.
does it. Like remember
does.
that guy
Oh,
with like
yeah.
the shirt.
Yeah, but he
that
does
came out?
pizza. This
but he
guy
does
would
real
literally
reviews
go
for
in
pizza.
and say, okay, this place is known for
on.
this and this, the two things they're known for on the menu. Guy would go, okay, this restaurant's known for this and this. He would sit down. As a matter of fact, most of his reviews were no good.
Well,
And he would eat it in the
God
car,
bless.
and he would just laugh at it, throw it down. But that was the only guy I ever seen say,
That's the way it should be.
it sucks.
So don't call it a review because it's not a review. But it's a promotion. But regardless of that, I wanted to make a thing where I would rate the influencer. Call them all out. Like I'm gonna go to the same. I'm gonna follow your review, and we're talking about
Perfect.
you, not the place. We're talking about the influencer, and we're gonna call you out for being a jerk off. And it's that simple.
If you're just going somewhere reviewing it, I think that's a little ridiculous. But like, there's certain people that do a great job because they're being funny while they're doing it. Like Denise, I can't say enough good things about her. Is entertaining because she's making jokes while she's doing it. You know
That's
what I mean?
fine. That's fine. But you know what? It's like, you know, when it's just so obvious, I mean, I'm a victim.
I hear you.
I feel like a victim.
Yeah.
Like I got got by these kids. You know what I mean? Like these kids got me.
Brooklyn Bites, another good couple from the neighborhood, Sabrina.
You know where you got to go? I don't know if you went yet, but it's big to go get Philly cheesesteaks, right? You always used to go to Pat and Gino's, right? That's where we all used to go. Go to Skinny Joey's.
I know. I heard. I gotta go there.
It's not hyped
I
up.
know.
It's not. It might be better than the other ones. No, he blows them out
I
of the
gotta
water.
go. And you want to know who else that's phenomenal right now? G's cheesesteaks.
It's on South Street, right?
They're all over now. Texas. Let me tell you something. They're in Manhattan. G's cheesesteak is up there with the best of them.
I didn't. Everything on Skinny Joey's menu was delicious.
Yeah.
I ordered like one of everything on the menu. And
you
I
went?
gotta go.
Yeah.
I gotta go.
wanna go.
I gotta go.
Oh, I went months ago. Me and my wife one night we were just like, you know what? My daughter was at my mother-in-law's. We were like, fuck it, let's drive up there and see how it is. And it was banging.
Just include me next time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd love to.
You
go.
know what I mean? It's getting hurtful when you don't
Yeah.
do things like that. Just kidding. Well, you guys mentioned the top clubs in the neighborhood growing up. I want to know like what your go-to bar was. What was a go-to bar, not a club, that you went to in the neighborhood?
I got a few. Rock and Jocks was definitely one in Bay Ridge.
That was a club, though.
Rock and Jocks was
Well, they did some good parties there.
yeah. Couple of them. Shit. I remember Rock.
Like you talking dive bar?
Talking anything from the neighborhood back
Cebu.
then.
Cebu was not
I can
Cebu.
name the
Kettle
dive.
Black.
It was
Wench.
dive.
Remember
What
Kettle
was
Black.
it called?
Kettle Black.
Kettle
Kettle
Black.
Black's been there forever.
I mean, Salty Dog, I feel like.
I was
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
say so.
Never went to Salty Dog. Could you imagine?
Really?
What?
Nah,
Never
Salty
walked
Dog.
into Salty
You are a
Dog.
fucking lying bastard.
Never
Yeah, you're a liar.
walked foot. Never stepped foot into Salty Dog.
Still right now.
Never.
Well, there you go. We got to go now.
Salty
never.
Dogs
Food was
was Bay Ridge.
What's phenomenal.
Yeah,
the
the food's
bars.
I gotta be honest. I don't fucking believe you.
I swear to God. Never walked into Salty Dog.
That's
Maybe
crazy,
better
bro.
off.
Yeah.
How is that possible? You, out of all people, I could understand if I said that and I went to Salty
I've
Dog.
never stepped foot into
Nah,
Salty
we used to,
Dog.
no, so,
Crazy.
I can't believe I didn't mention Salty Dog. But that if you're gonna say bars for Bay Ridge, Salty
Not,
Dog
not
is
for any of
definitely
not for me.
number
I just
one.
never
Yeah,
went.
but
My
we
friends
weren't a
didn't go
big
there.
bar.
No, we
Yeah.
It was either the club.
All
or-
right. So what do you think the best club, semi-club, was in Bay Ridge? And
There is no question what
Oh,
that answer is.
Legacy, Gazebo.
Yeah.
You
Legacy.
know?
Yeah.
Legacy
what-
and Gazebo.
how about in the newer age?
My living room.
What do you think?
New
In the
age.
new
I haven't
age,
moved.
like, I don't know, I haven't
Well,
been out in
you
a
want to know
while.
what I
Yeah,
think?
all
I
right.
thought one of the best spots was New Age Level. Remember Level?
I played there once or twice.
I thought that was. Like I said, obviously.
Level had 2 floors, right?
Yeah, Level was a good spot.
Yeah, I remember that.
Level was
There
really
are a
solid.
lot. There are a lot of them in
It was a
Staten Island
very
now.
nice spot.
Sweet Capri, that was just dangerous. That was dangerous.
Which
Yeah,
one?
you
That was
that's
Sweet
right. I forgot about
Capri,
these.
like that
These
was
all-
not a good idea.
Sweet, I think.
That was
Yes,
that was
on
Legacy.
88th Street.
Capri
yeah.
was all the way
Yeah,
down
yeah.
by the
Yeah.
Verrazano, right?
Dangerous spot. You
Yeah.
shouldn't go.
No, stay away.
Yeah.
Salty Dog was probably the dangerous spot. You know what I mean? You get into a fight every single time.
Every single
We
time.
had a neighborhood spot on Smith Street, Quench. It was on Sackett and Smith. That's where we went.
But you're from South Brooklyn.
Yeah.
The bocce bar.
Bocce bar, yes.
I got
Right?
Bro.
I got something to
All
talk
right.
can't even
Now,
tell
Chris,
Is
us
it
see the
South Brooklyn,
place-
Southern
Chris,
Brooklyn? Are you gonna bring that up?
Yeah.
Oh, thank God, bro.
Chris, see the
We
place
got
I
to talk
just
about
said?
this
Yeah,
because
please.
my whole
Bocce
life,
bar?
Yeah.
You can't. We couldn't tell stories about bocce bar without people we know. Getting,
Hold
going
on, my
to
man's
jail.
about to come in with a force right now.
yeah,
Uh-oh,
we're
go
good.
ahead.
This is it's been bothering me my whole life.
Uh-oh.
Why did yous call
It wasn't-
yourselves
it wasn't me.
South Brooklyn kids?
It wasn't us. It was the older kids.
SBB.
Yeah.
And I remember like anything, and it was just like
Well,
use
all right, so-
North Brooklyn.
Yeah, so no, it's not.
Well,
So-
it's
So
technically
before Brooklyn
yes.
expanded to where it was,
Right.
we were south of
still all
Williamsburg.
south. Yes.
So that's why they first called us
Yes.
South Brooklyn.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah,
They're not.
You wanted.
That was just
There's
embedded
some-
in the.
there's
I
some-
never
It was-
even asked the fucking question.
So
why. I just used with South
Scafidi
Brooklyn,
started
that was it.
Scafidi started the South Brooklyn versus everybody movement.
Right, but that was when he was saying
I bought
South
two-
Brooklyn.
I bought
and
two
he was
shirts.
he was involved in
Yeah,
every
you should
it was-
definitely.
a big part of Brooklyn. To us, and him including, South Brooklyn to us was downtown Brooklyn.
Always.
Fort Street,
Since I was a kid.
Smith Street,
Yeah, but I
Sackett
never-
Street.
I never thought about it like that. It's just
That was
that's
it.
that's
and,
very
and we
very
never
wild.
even asked,
Yeah.
why do you call yourself South? But to us, it was just South Brooklyn.
That's
That
it.
It was
South
actually
Brooklyn.
like four, because the name of this podcast used to be The Voices of South Brooklyn, because I considered all of like
Yeah, I dove right into.
He
the
considered
DMs.
all the way to Long Island, South Brooklyn.
his brother and all his friends.
Forget it.
We were sitting there like, we gotta fucking change the name. And I was
yeah.
like, John, I don't know if South
mean,
Brooklyn
look,
versus everybody makes sense.
We have
You know what I mean?
friends that have it tattooed on their
Yeah,
chest,
yeah,
on
of
their
course.
legs.
So
you know,
the first episode I was on, it was the Voices of South Brooklyn. I grew up with all of them from South Brooklyn. The second they all seen me on that, they were all texting me and damn me, yo, why is it called South Brooklyn? And I was
we
like,
thought
I
maybe
don't
they
know.
were like the younger kids from the neighborhood. You
Yeah.
know, like maybe these are the younger guys from the neighborhood started the podcast.
But I will say that when John started that brand and we did it at the Stroll, there was never more of a community that I've seen in Brooklyn like that in
Yeah.
a very long time. And nobody was even asking that question. And then you guys came in with a fucking vengeance.
That's
bro. I
like
was
the longest living. SBB is probably the longest running group of like
Yeah.
I've known them
Yeah.
since I was a kid. South Brooklyn, I knew that was downtown
yeah, but
Brooklyn.
they're
Fort
talking
Street.
about like my father and his
Yeah.
friends too.
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah,
like, this is
no,
like,
I know.
This
This
goes,
goes- yeah.
this goes
Yeah.
way back.
South
Well, I guess.
Brooklyn. As a my father's whole family was from down there. So as a baby, I remember South Brooklyn. I'm going to South Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Honestly, sitting here
Williamsburg.
today, right now, I'm thinking South Brooklyn is downtown Brooklyn.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So, and when I first seen him and on clips of the podcast and everything, before I even knew them, I in my head thought, oh, all these kids must be from Court Street and South.
I should have just
Same
fucking
thing.
lied at that point. You know what
I
mean?
thought they were all from
Yeah.
South Brooklyn. Then I met him and he's like, no, I'm from Bay 38. I'm like, what? It has nothing to do with South Brooklyn.
Yeah.
It was a whole thing. Pat was like ordering the Voices of Brooklyn merch before I even changed the name. He's like, you gotta change the fucking name, bro.
I was like,
"All
I
right, bro,
can't
I'll
put
change
the
name."
voices of South Brooklyn. My friends are going to kill me with this.
We're gonna end up changing it to the Voices of New York soon.
Yeah.
We just, you know, we have people from all boroughs, bro. You know
I was
what
getting flamed by kids today from Williamsburg, talking about my accent.
yeah, bro.
Like
Enough with
Williamsburg. Like, is that even Brooklyn?
No.
Was it
Is
far?
that-
Even Brooklyn?
And now, like,
Is
you
it
go on.
Queens?
Speaking of the food stuff, you go on these major food like pages and Instagrams, and like all the best restaurants in Brooklyn are suddenly in fucking Williamsburg. No, they're not.
No.
Yeah, I mean,
They're
listen,
not.
I just got to
Stop
I
fooling people.
never go to Williamsburg. I never.
Yeah.
I maybe went there once or twice in my life. As a kid, I never went to Williamsburg. It's just like to me, there's nothing.
well, when we were growing up, Williamsburg really was nothing. Like
Yeah.
there wasn't like
Yeah.
It was warehouses and nothing.
Yeah, yeah,
It was
nothing
empty.
when
My
we were
father
growing
said
up.
he had an offer once to buy one of those buildings for like 30,000-40,000.
Listen to me. Never mind.
you would have been
Williamsburg.
a
South
million.
Brooklyn.
Yeah, I
was
know.
like that.
I know.
My grandmother's
warehouses.
brownstone. She bought it. God knows
I
when
know.
for like $30,000,
I know.
and sold it in like the '90s for like 300 something thousand, and thought
Forget, I
what
know.
she got.
I know.
That same brownstone right now is like $5 million.
Millions.
Yep.
Sick.
I mean,
Sick.
shout out to the guys on like Graham Avenue that are trying to like revive that area. You know, that's that's dope. Especially if you're from Brooklyn, you know what I mean. Cool, but
I don't
I'm
think there's
sorry,
any
like-
reviving that area though.
Nah, it's cooked.
Bro, that apartment I had on Van Brunt Street, I was paying. I mean, I knew the guy who owned it, and I was getting a good rent, but I was paying $1,700 then. Now,
Probably 3,500.
more, I think he got $3,500 the second I moved out.
Yeah.
Now it's probably 6,000-7,000 a month for that house.
Listen, I will say one thing, and I know you might agree with me. That feast in Williamsburg,
I've never been.
I never been to it.
that is the most Italian
It is.
feast.
I've been
Oh
there.
yes, yes, yes.
Absolutely.
You're right. You're right.
Mount Carmel, right?
Now,
Yeah.
now
Carmel.
that you go to,
Yep. I
you
agree.
feel like it was back in the day on 18th Avenue.
I agree.
Yeah.
I went there
And
2
I'm
years
walking
ago for-
around
yeah.
myself like this is like warped.
The only
Because
thing
like
you
when you
can't
go
drive-
there
I went,
any
I went
other day,
way more than 2 years ago, but yes, it was sick.
when you go there any other day, it's like
Yeah,
get
just
me
don't
the fuck out
just
of
don't
here.
drive your car there.
Yeah.
'Cause You'll spend.
No, I know.
You have to. You'll never find the spot.
So what about that place? What's that place called? Bamonte's? Is that-
Bamonte's.
I've never eaten there.
Yeah,
but
you
when,
should go.
But when you walk in there, it's like, yo, this is what Williamsburg used to be like. That
Yeah.
it's just like it's that one little block. It seems like that
Yeah.
one little
Yeah, it
spot.
is.
That's it.
Yeah.
They've been there a very long time.
Very long
Bamonte's.
time. I heard they were great. I couldn't even get in.
Yeah. I
You
mean,
know?
shout out also to Brooklyn Roots because they.
Oh yeah,
that place
Tommy's the man.
But the
makes
people
the
that grew up
neighborhood
in
look-
Williamsburg, they're very loyal to Williamsburg.
Yeah.
That's why you say that Mount Carmel feast.
amazing.
Because they're loyal. They all
Yeah,
go.
they'll never
They
move
all
out
get
like
together.
Bensonhurst
Yeah,
did.
no, they're
They'll
still
never,
there.
They're
but
staying. They
we
ain't
don't
going
see
Eighteenth
them
nowhere.
when we
Avenue
go.
feast, no one's going there anymore.
Yeah,
but the
nobody.
Mount Carmel feast, they all get together.
We're changing
and they
that
all
this
go.
this summer.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do
something.
it right. They do. You know, the guys are holding.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
they do. I don't know
Yep.
what it's called. I'm not even-
Scary Jones follows the account. I'm gonna DM him and be like, "You have a Brooklyn podcast. You're from the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Be like, you should open
Let's
up the
back up
stand
the 18th Avenue
on the 18th
feast."
Avenue feast and get everybody going to the 18th Avenue feast this year. That would be like a dream to see all that. Bad
The San
segue.
Gennaro's even losing it, like little by little.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
didn't like it at all.
No,
bro.
it's
It was
disgusting
awful.
now. To be
Not a
honest.
good thing.
Disgusting.
Do you remember where you were on 9/11?
Yes.
Sorry to do that, but
Yeah, that was crazy. That was-
I have to ask the
Yes,
question.
I was at work. I was working on a construction site, and I had to go up to the roof to send down. I was in local 79, and we had to send down the minis from the roof. And I went up, and I seen the first tower. So the smoke was coming out. Plane already hit it. So I was across the water, so it was close, but not. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it just looked like a serious fire. That's all you seen was like black smoke coming out. I was just standing there looking at it, and the guy downstairs that was waiting for me to let him know, he started screaming. I was like, oh, shit. I was like, yeah, the trade center's on fire. And because I was on the roof, the whole job site heard me scream it down. So everybody came up to see. There was like 100 guys on the roof, and all just standing there. And then, sure enough, the plane was first over there, and you seen it low, and we're all paying attention. It was like, wow, look at this plane. Because remember, there wasn't cell phones like that.
Yep.
We didn't know what the hell happened. Everybody's just looking. And then that plane came, we're looking, like, what the fuck is this? And it just dipped and hit the building, and when it hit that building, we were all in fucking shock. You felt it.
Yeah.
It was like,
It's interesting from like your perspectives because you guys are a little older. But when I was a kid, I was at PS204, and I remember like you heard it, and then like the teachers were like, "What the fuck was that?" And they started closing the blinds, so we didn't know what was going on. And then my mother comes to pick me up, frantic, bro, because my father was working at Wall Street at the time. My grandmother was at Merrill Lynch, so like you couldn't get in touch with nobody. So we thought, my mother was like, they're fucking dead, And then I remember like going home, you saw the smoke. I said, Ma, what the fuck is going on? Like I didn't know what. Then you heard the radio, people screaming and yelling.
Yep.
You're a kid. You're like, what is this? And then we went home, and I remember my father comes home in his suit, fucking not clean, all covered. I think it was in debris, right? You were all fucked up. My mother could not get in touch with him for hours. And then I remember my family was sitting in the living room. I still didn't know what the fuck was going on.
Yeah, no, it
just
was
yelling
sick,
at the
it was
TV.
sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I remember my father. This is the most interesting part. Took me to back in the day. Industry City didn't exist, so you were able to see the city skyline from there, park and look. And then at the city, like a day later, looked like a fucking wasteland, bro. It was the sickest thing.
Bro, my grandmother at the time lived in Marine Park and had burnt paper in her backyard. She lived in Marine Park.
Yeah.
Listen, I was a doorman on the east side during that time. That day I called in sick. I didn't go to work. I was 20 years old at the time. So my brother, it was, because he's 14 years younger than me. I I remember my mother waking me up. The plane hit the tower. I'm like, I'm waking up, and all of a sudden I see the second plane hit the tower. It was just insane. So I go to pick up my brother, which was right across the street, and as I'm going outside in Bensonhurst now, you see the flakes falling in Bensonhurst, man. Like, what the fuck is going on?
It was.
Then me and my boy Luca, he came over. We went on my roof, and I got video, and I got to convert it into like I got to put it online because I got video with me with a camcorder recording the roof from. Cause you could see the World Trade Center from my roof.
Yeah, that was.
So my brother was on the 26th floor, the first tower. He was working.
It's fucking.
I was working in a job in a data center in Brooklyn, working overnight from 8 at night till 8 in the morning. So we had the news on, and we seen that a plane hit the tower, and it didn't register at first that my brother was in the building. So I jumped up and I told my boss, I'm like, yo, my brother's in that building, and his face, like his facial expression when I told him that, like got me nervous. So I ran into the conference room. I called my parents, and I was just dialing his number, and we just couldn't get through to him for hours. And then finally, he got through to my mother, and then he showed up at my job covered in like white soot.
Oh wow.
No, that day was crazy. I know my friends were working in Manhattan, and when I left the job in Queens, you couldn't get on the Bell Parkway. They had put a cop car by every entrance to block because it was just for emergency vehicles. So it was like me and a couple other people in cars we were like driving on the dirt on the side of the highway fence, waiting to see if there was like an opening in the fence. Because once you got on, you were good. If you got on, nothing. But they were blocking, and we found the way on. And we got on through the fence, got to the neighborhood, all got by the schoolyard hanging out or whatever. Everybody came out, and hours later, friends that were working in the city, here they come walking down Bath Avenue. They had to walk from the fucking.
Yeah, I know a lot of people that walked over the bridge. I remember days.
My wife walked over the bridge too.
Yeah.
When do you think America forgot that happened, especially New York? Because it seems to be that we all forgot.
In the last few years.
I have close friends who lost their parents. I never forgot that.
No.
You know, it seems like it comes around every year, and everybody's just kind of like, whatever. And now people are chanting "Death to America," you know, in New York City where that happened, and people are acting like it's normal.
So there's still people dying from that of cancer.
Did you see the Jon Stewart? He went to Congress, and he was talking to like Mitch McConnell and stuff, not to get political, but they denied firefighters who fought on the who were on the pile, and police officers and whatever, they were getting cancer.
Yeah.
And then Congress was like, we can't afford to give you guys health coverage anymore. You know? So then Jon Stewart went to Congress, and he's like, you guys are a fucking joke. Be like, nobody shouted death to Tribeca. They said death to America, and now these guys are dying, and you're going to deny them health coverage, and when they were on the pile, they're heroes. Yeah. And then I think like 15 minutes later, the bill got overturned because Jon Stewart gave like the sickest speech ever, bro. Yeah. Like Mitch McConnell was standing there like this. These politicians, bro, are demons.
Yep.
Yeah, demons, bro. Those guys are heroes. Everybody who fought in that.
That artist from Staten Island, Scott Lebedo, he's working right now to get something signed for them to put like this 120-foot American flag right there on the thing. Wow. And he's got like some billionaire guy that's going to pay for the whole thing.
Good.
But
good. Come on, bro.
That guy Scott is great. He goes hard for America. Like,
they're building another tower. You know, if you know that they're going to build another one right next to it.
Yeah.
In the works. Yep.
It took a while for that tower to be filled up.
You ain't kidding. That tower's still not filled up. Right. Not even close.
Yeah. Segue. You ready for it? No. I'm going to get light again because that was heavy. Everybody's face got all.
Yeah, that was deep.
That was deep. That was deep.
That was deep. What's one moment that defined your childhood in Brooklyn? One moment that you capture? Just let it slip.
For me, it was probably DJing at the Cotillion Terrace. My first party at the Cotillion.
Cotillion Terrace?
I think for
You've
me,
never been there. You're too young for that.
No, I heard of it.
Yeah, I think for me, it has to be my first teen jam at Plaza Suite. Then after that, that's when I loved the music. I loved the club life, like, you know what I mean? And that's when I really got into it with like the dancing and shit. But yeah.
Driving aimlessly
Yeah.
nowhere.
Nowhere.
Yeah, up and down
that was
86th
what you did
Street.
that night.
Yeah, that was what
you
you
just
did.
drove
that
around.
You just drove around.
What happened to
I
that?
fucking love
I
it.
know.
Yeah.
I would say the same
with
exact
the
thing.
same CD on
Absolutely.
repeat. Every song that was good, it played 15 times.
Because that's how you would pick up girls.
What
There was no
song-
social
yeah.
What
media.
song pops
That's
in
how
your
you had
head?
to get 'em.
What? You could be. We could be with girls.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
and
girls.
we just drove
No,
around.
but
Me
we-
and my
we-
friend,
what
two
song?
girls. You just drove around.
Laps.
What song?
What song? Quick.
Oh shit.
No, what pops in your head? First song that you would just remember. Just drive
All
around.
about the
bump.
Benjamins.
Okay. Okay. Wankster.
Wankster. Yeah.
Big one.
Yeah. 50 Cent's whole album.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah. All about the Benjamins was huge. That song.
What was the
was
route?
huge.
What was the route you used to take?
So
with
the
car?
route was, we called it the route.
Yeah.
We called it the route. You go down from Bath Avenue by Cavallero. You start by Cavallero. You would go down Bath Avenue, down Bay 40th to 86th Street.
Yep.
To 86th Street, you would go to Avenue U, take Avenue U all the way up to the square, go around the square, come back down Avenue U, and to 86th Street, to 86th
All
Street,
the way
all the
up.
way to 3rd Avenue.
Couple times a night, right?
Couple times.
You end up at L&B, and
Couple
you would end up
times.
at L&B for a slice, then go back down 86th Street.
Couple
But that's
and then
how
every
we
once
used
in a
to
while
meet
you would say,
girls,
all right, let's
man.
smoke a blunt. We got to get on the highway.
Yeah, and you
Because you wanted to get on the highway. But yeah, that's what I miss the most about the neighborhood. Just driving around all night
Yeah.
aimlessly.
I got two more, fellas. You know, it's been like an hour and a half already.
Yeah.
Really?
See how
Yeah.
fast this fucking shit goes?
Yeah.
What's one place that no longer exists that you would like to bring back?
You don't even.
I'm just gonna say.
And I know what everybody's gonna say in here.
Vegas Diner.
Oh, good one, bro. That was
That
mine.
was-
I know.
That was-
The Palladium.
Oh wait, you
I
said
would
Brooklyn place or just any place?
Brooklyn.
Oh, Brooklyn. All right.
All
keep
right.
it
So
going.
Brooklyn, 1,000%. I would have to bring back Legacy.
Damn, I was gonna say that, but that's a good one.
It-
I was gonna say that.
Two Vegas Diners, two Legacies in the Palladium.
No, Palladium's not
yeah,
Brooklyn.
Palladium's
Oh,
on Brooklyn.
wasn't? I don't know, bro. I'm fucking. 30.
Palladium was mad.
I'm trying to be relative to you guys, bro.
Palladium was mad.
You know?
And bro, if you would have ever walked into the Palladium on a night where it was, you would be like, I cannot fucking believe what I just witnessed. Like,
I would have had a good time.
oh my.
think
I
it's
don't
be-
use like open one. There you go.
I think it's
wish.
because how young we were and like it was just being
Yeah.
there at that age, right?
Yeah.
Are you guys done?
Yeah.
You want the
I said Legacy.
you want the last question?
Go ahead.
I'm just
Lean
gonna
with it, rock
fucking.
with
We
it.
got like good ones. Scally, you put a couple in here. You could do this one. Did you ever hear about the governor? The governor of Florida wants to put a tax on OnlyFans.
It's a good
models.
idea or a bad idea? Because listen, I think first of all, the kid's a sharp kid. I think he's 30. I think he's 30.
DeSantis?
No. DeSantis is the governor now. There's a kid. His name's Fishback, James Fishback. I found him
How
on
much
YouTube.
of a percent does he want to take?
He wants to take OnlyFans now. Only the ones that put out pornographic stuff.
Oh, okay. So that's a big
But
difference.
you can go on OnlyFans. And
Yeah, you can go on OnlyFans and do.
you can cook.
Yeah, right.
So he wants.
He's
listen,
on a whole new level.
listen, he said I'm going to take 50% and he's going to call it a sin tax. Which is crazy to me because the way I see it is, like you said, there's no income
there's no
income tax in Florida. But I just, like you said, it sounded good because it's like he's trying to do good
Right.
with the money.
Sounds good.
Sounds good. He's trying to do good with the money. He's
What
trying
is he
to
trying to do with the money?
he wants
he's
to take the
building
money
homes
from
for
the
the homeless?
OnlyFans. He wants to fund just married couples, give them down payments for houses. He wants to give money to the underpaid public school
All right,
teachers.
all right.
So he's not trying to stop them. He's trying to disincentivize them from going on these platforms. And because, all right, he asked the girl on the show. He was like, "Do you ever think you're 21 years old? You're out there showing all your stuff to everybody. Do you ever think about what your daughter's gonna say when she goes to high school?
Right.
And they're gonna bully her because of you? Do you ever think about that?" She's like, "No, I'm 21. I don't think about my kids." So he's trying to stop that.
Right.
Which these girls don't think. They see.
No.
And if you're a girl growing up and you know you can make $5 million a year, you gonna go to school to be a nurse?
I'll do it now.
Yeah, I wish I could make $5.
know?
Go and show my nipples on fucking OnlyFans.
Fucking milk my nipples.
I want the platform to get so big that they're like, yo, imagine if this kid had an OnlyFans.
Fucking milk my nipples for $5 million right now. on Fucking OnlyFans.
It's hard
I
for me
think
to.
the OnlyFans guy just died, right? The guy who started.
I think so.
40 something years
It's
old.
hard to like knock people's hustle. You know what I mean? Because these girls are out here making so much money, and in my brain, it's like if they were making not that much, I don't think people would give a shit. But like, bro, you're going on Pornhub and X videos and all this stuff, and then these girls are just doing it and then making 10 times more than they would in the adult industry. I
You
don't
want to know
bro.
how I feel? I feel whoever makes their money, however they make it, and how much they make it.
That's it.
Their
You
fucking
can't go
business.
tax that. That'll never pass, if you ask me.
No,
You
I'm not
want to
saying it
do
was
whatever. If you're
pass.
making your money legitimately, whether it's fucking on OnlyFans showing your fucking nipples or your feet or whatever the fuck you're doing, if that's how you're making your money and you're making it,
Do you see
God
these
bless.
fucking numbers? Sophie Ray made more money than Jason Tatum, bro. He's the
$100 million.
MVP of the
It's
NBA.
insane.
$100 million she made.
That's what I mean.
Listen, I just think it's gangster for him.
but listen, she
I just
made
thought
it
it was
right.
gangster, like, we're
She
taking
made it
50%.
without doing anything wrong. She posted a few pictures one day. They got a little traction. She started making some money. She said, "Wait a second," and the money poured in, and that's it. You can't knock her.
I don't know how I feel about it. I agree with fixing the moral fabric of society, which probably you get now, like just fixing
yeah,
morals.
you
You
know,
know,
put
what I
the
mean? Looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate? The Pinnacle Real Estate team has you covered. Led by pro agent Frank Bergen, they make the process simple, stress-free, and tailored to your needs. Whether it's finding your dream home or getting top dollar for your property, Frank and the Pinnacle team bring expertise, professionalism, and the result you could trust.
Tax aside. Put that all aside.
Yeah.
Think about what it's doing to not I mean, not
No, I
even
don't think they should do it. I think it's horrible for these girls 20 years old
yeah,
to be
put
on
the
there
tax
doing it.
aside. It's not
Put the
really
tax-
just
yeah.
for the girls. What
No.
about for the guys?
Right.
The future.
Yeah.
For the
What
kids,
about
for their
us? Oh,
kids.
not even kids. Us. Oh, not us, but guys. Let's just say you go meet a girl.
Right.
And she's making $10 fucking million a year because she's showing her tits online. You think she's gonna take anybody serious? Meaning, like, you're never gonna be able to get to that level. Just in terms of dating. In
I'll
terms
be
of
honest
like,
with you, I wouldn't want to fucking date her though.
no, well, that's the other
You're
thing.
on an
people would.
OnlyFans showing your nipples and
That-
fucking. I
well,
don't
that's
want to
what
be
I'm-
with you.
It just
For a
creates-
night.
You think social media
But
was
that's
bad
it.
with the generation and how it makes people think, and it's gonna get worse and worse.
I'm thinking
worse.
hard about this one. I'm thinking hard about it.
And you've had plenty of time, just not a thing.
I know, like I want to agree with it, but it's like there's like tricks. Like these women have to go into the adult industry, and then they get like abused. So like just by them showing themselves naked on this thing, and they're making 20 mil, it's like
It's safer for
We
them.
were- I was just gonna say they
it's
said
one of those
OnlyFans.
things, you know what I
No,
mean?
they said OnlyFans made it safer for these girls that are in the sex industry. OnlyFans made it safer because something you would have had to do, you would have had to go to a studio with a cameraman or some guy set the thing
Yeah, you
up,
don't know what's gonna happen,
and you would
yeah.
have to do that. Now
God
the
forbid.
girl's just setting up a thing in her living room by herself and doing whatever she's got to do.
Also just know that
so
this
they're
is
saying
like-
it made it safer.
this is like the flavor of the month. Remember that, because in like I think 10 years from now, everybody's gonna be dating like robot women, where they're like, yes, honey, I'll do whatever you want.
Oh,
you know
yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah,
That'd be
sign
great.
me up.
That's the next thing that's happened. You know what I mean? I support
AI is
everything you
getting
do. You know
scary,
what I mean? And then like just
I'll
the,
take that right
the
now.
evolution of like what they did for men is kind of impressive. It's like now you could put on a virtual reality headset and be whoever you want, do whatever.
Yeah,
you want.
all right.
You know, imagine like back in the day, you had a desktop computer in your room and it was always facing this way and your chair was that way, so you kind of look like Dr. Evil a little bit, but your back was always facing right. And then like people walked in and you could hide the fact of what you were doing. You had your hand on the clicker, the X button, and then your hand was right there. You know what I mean? So like nowadays, if you're wearing a virtual reality headset,
Yeah.
you're caught because you probably have like, you're doing other things too, you're thrusting. So like a lot of like lives are gonna end because of this. Anthony, I'll cut it if you want, bro.
A lot
But,
of
like,
lives are gonna end
you know what
because
I
of
mean?
this.
But like the evolution of this is fucking crazy. Back in the day, people used to have magazines, and now you have a robot and a headset, and you can pretend you're somebody else.
You
It's
had to
crazy.
pay your friend $20 to go in the store and buy you a DVD.
Relationships are ending.
Ain't going
I think
nowhere.
our generation, like,
Absolutely.
that's it. It's over after
Could
this.
take this right here.
There's too much in our face, man.
That's what I said.
People have the illusion of options. You don't have options. You have the illusion of options. So you could go online and like pick, but you never truly appreciate your partner, and that's a problem.
Because you worked on it back in the day. You worked on it. There's no working on it no more. It's like one little thing turns you off. I'm out. Swipe
That's
to the
On
next.
to the next one.
Yeah.
This is why
Swipe
it doesn't.
left.
It just doesn't last anymore.
You're like, that's it. I'm going on OnlyFans.
Unless you meet
stepped on
someone and you
Anthony's
just fall head
orthopedic
over
shoe.
heels. That's it. You unplugged it?
Come on.
I'm
man,
with
those
you,
are
pal.
fresh.
Come on, I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm with
Sal, you said Vetro, the party you have, sold out. So no,
Yes.
should we not announce that?
I mean, it's
You want to come
you
stand
could,
outside?
people could still come. You know, you can buy
Walk-ins.
tickets at the door. Vetro, April 18th, 8:30 p.m. Vetro Rooftop. It's gonna be off the hook. $25 a ticket. You can purchase tickets at the door, and you can even have dinner. Make a dinner reservation. If you can make a dinner reservation, you automatically come upstairs. The food over there is amazing.
What else you got?
There's the cheat code.
Anything else coming up?
Nothing else really. That's it for now.
Scally, you have arrived, bro. What's your next move, man?
When are you going to your next airport?
When are you gonna be on your stand-up special?
I just want to look
When are you acting in your first movie, Scally?
Listen, I gotta be honest. I'm just focused on I'm focused on my sports analysis page right now. It's really my baby. I really fell in love with it. I really did.
Say the page.
Yeah, it's Sports by Scali on YouTube, and every day we do daily analysis, MLB, NBA, NFL, and yeah, we're doing good. So,
What about maybe starting a podcast? You gonna do that?
I mean, listen, I never really thought about it, but now after sitting here with you guys, this is fantastic. I had a great time.
This is a series, so we could just keep doing them.
I love this.
You could interview all ICE agents.
Should we get one?
Get them in
Should we
their stories.
invite one?
Get all ICE agent stories.
I think actually.
Remember what I told you, bro. That reporter asked you if you were a comedian for a reason.
Right.
You have the delivery. You don't even have to have that many jokes. Just talk. You got to give it a shot because a lot of people don't realize comedians are based on delivery, the way they speak, the way they come off, the way they present themselves. You can have the greatest jokes in the world, but if you don't deliver it right, it's not going to be funny.
Yeah, I did her a
I
favor.
did her a favor. I did her a favor. I got her a raise.
Yo, you killed that, bro.
Thank you, bro.
I'm proud.
I'm telling you, I thought it was a skit.
She was cracking up.
Yeah,
People
I
were
thought it
saying,
was
is
a
it
skit.
AI?
Yeah.
Like, was that AI?
I thought it was a skit. I thought it
What
was
the
a
fuck?
skit, and your voices. I was like, that sounds like Salzo's voice. Like you, it was.
Scafidi called me and he's like, "Yo, did you see Chris Scali's video on the internet?" And I said, "Yeah, I seen it, bro." Sure enough, like 20 minutes later, you DM'd me because you know I'm a real voice of Brooklyn.
Yeah, I've been.
I was like, "Funny you say that."
I've been doing this for years.
Come on the show,
The
bro.
MTV show. I tried to represent us there heavy.
See, I didn't know you won that whole thing.
Yeah, I won the show. People online are saying he got kicked off for being a violent animal. What are you talking about?
Well, you
I
did get
won.
into a couple scuffles on that show, right?
What was it, like Brooklyn Love Island?
No,
Coney
I didn't get
Island
into no scuffles.
No?
Nothing. The only thing I did
I gotta see
that
this
people
show now.
didn't like was the girl who was playing games with me. We were playing games back and forth. I kind of just like took her and I kissed her, like abruptly. but like in a romantic way, not like in a bad way.
See what I'm saying?
Like- like-
he's just talking. He's saying a story.
romantic
He doesn't
for him.
realize it.
No, so she wanted to fall in love with me after that, but she didn't expect it. You know what I'm saying? I kind of like she was like in the middle of talking. It was like a movie. She was in the middle of talking. I just kind of grabbed, I threw her against the refrigerator, and I just started kissing her.
What's the name of the
And she
show?
loved
Show
it.
us What's the name of the show?
Are you the one?
Are you the one?
Yeah.
Is it on?
Where do I find this show now?
I'll send you a couple. I'll send you some. I'll send you a couple clips.
I can't go on like
I'm gonna
fucking
post it on
Amazon
the Grammy,
TV and
mind.
bunch it in.
No problem.
Yeah, send it.
And listen, I just gotta put this out there because I can't. Before we talk about the Jersey Shore, you know, I tried out for the show and they picked Vinny over me.
That's a
You know? Do you understand? That's what kind of started this whole thing for me.
like
Really? I didn't know.
Before the show came out, my father saw the casting online. He was like, "Chris, you got to go do this because this is right up your alley." And we didn't know what it was. We had no idea. It didn't come out yet. Like, you go to the show and
He's
shit.
definitely the most normal one on the fucking show.
Well, I went there and I
Definitely.
well, I went there and I kind of played the whole, just kind of, just the way we are. But they already had that. They already had, like, the situation. I heard they already had, like, Ronnie. They were looking for, like, a nice, soft, sweet boy. And, so they flew me to L.A. They put me in a room. And, yeah, they wound up picking him over me. So when I saw that happen, something just, like, clicked in my head. Sort of making millions, 10, 5 seats. I'm like, yo, I got to, like, make up for that, So that's what kind of...
gotta find the girl at an airport doing an interview.
Yeah, I gotta.
how it happens.
If I
like
see
that.
one girl at an airport doing an
Yo,
interview, I'm running over.
But now that you know the whole back end, they casted that show perfect. They got the Snooki, they got the situation, they got the Paul
She's a
Levy.
sweetheart, by the way.
They
Not
got
all in a
everyone
bad.
they
Snooki's
needed
a nice
to make
woman.
that show happen.
She's very nice.
know?
Function House, you want to announce that yet or keep it?
Let me get working on it first.
They're working on it?
Yep.
There's going to be a lot of cross collaborations going forward. Scally, you fucking killed it tonight. Thank you so much. Guys, this is a series of nostalgia shit. We appreciate everybody's support. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And that's a wrap.
Very good.
Don't forget to subscribe, share the love, and keep the voice of Brooklyn alive. Until next time, stay loud, stay proud, and never forget where you came from.